Hello, everybody.
Hey!
Hello! And welcome back to Chasing Tails!
Woo!
It's 2021.
You guys, I'm so excited.
We are back, everybody. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Who is...
I'm sorry. We immediately had Hina subscribe for 2 months, and we got a hydrate from Tal, so...
Yeah.
We get straight in there.
Drink up the love. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. For those of you who have jumped straight in to join us, thank you so much. We love every single one of you. Hina and Tal, we were chatting with you earlier. You're lovely people. Mwah.
Yeah.
We are back after our 2-week break for the festive period, and it's 2021. But let's be real, the world is no less horrific than it was last year, and so we're going to keep distracting ourselves by playing some D&D.
Oh yeah.
We would like to begin with this session this year by saying a recurring thank you to our friends of the show at the Cognitive Merchant. Last year, when the pandemic hit, conventions and makers of things really hard. That's where they make their money, and conventions didn't happen. So if you would like to support makers within the TTRPG community who make wonderful bespoke leather things, dice bags, dice trays, LARP gear, anything like that, they're super open to customs and they're super lovely. So if you're interested in that, go give them some love at thecognitivemerchant.co.uk or all of their social links, which are variations of Cognitive Merchant on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and things. So go check them out. They're lovely and could really use help in the times like this. Next up, right. I'm just excited to play some D&D. It's been a couple of weeks.
So excited, he's scatting.
Yeah. All right, I've got books to one side. I've got my bookmarks in them. I've got my dice. I've got my notes. Is there anything that any of you guys want to say at the beginning of this? Any kind of welcome backy messages? Any particular thank yous to friends and stuff? Now is a moment to do that. Go do the thing. Alrighty, let's go and play some.
I just want to say thank you to everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
Yeah.
back. We love you. We hope you had a nice festive period, whether or not you celebrate Christmas. We hope you had a nice New Year's Eve
Hanukkahs.
day time.
Kwanzaa's.
We love you. Thank you for coming back in 2021. Mwah.
Hell yeah.
Non-religious festivals of eating food and giving people nice gifts.
I don't
Whatever
celebrate
it is you
Christmas.
celebrate, we hope you enjoyed it.
I don't celebrate Christmas, but I ate lots of food.
Hell yeah.
Now I've been on one whole run this year. And we'll see if that
Same.
I haven't played D&D all year. Let's get into it, guys.
All right.
What?
So, getting back into this, one small note before we get into things. As with all running anything, the last thing we did here at Chasing Tales was run our Rainbow Six Siege casters one shot. It was 2 episodes, but the overlay of that is currently stuck on, and we can't fix it right now. So, ignore the D&D Beyond overlay. It does not refer to these characters.
Hopefully it will be
that
fixed in the break.
Hopefully it will be fixed at some point, but for now, ignore it. It's not right. So we're going to dive into a brief little, not a full summary because we're in level 12 right now, and that's too long. But a summary of where we are right now, where the group are heading, get into some character intros in case any of you wonderful people here are either brand new, don't know who the wonderful players and characters are, or if you would like just a little refresher on how the aesthetics are currently standing at these high-level legendary heroes. Well, not quite legendary. What's tier 3 core? It's like heroic or
I want to say epic.
epic. Let's go with
Epic already has a sort of thing in D&D, which is anything post level 20.
Oh, is it?
Epic levels, yeah.
Intermediate, advanced level adventurers.
Pretty gosh darn
Advanced
good.
level.
What's
Yeah.
the Firefly one? Big damn heroes.
Rather
Big
cash
damn
money.
heroes.
Rather than cash money.
Tofu said tier 3 sweats.
Oh no.
Same. As the DM of a tier 3 party, same.
But
we'll
also
see
as
how
people
it
from
goes.
the UK.
Oh,
No.
well, hopefully you guys will get into tier 4 soon enough. Get to
Nah.
level 15. Immune to the virus. So, already, I'm
I'm
sucking
already
on the
weak
tank.
disease.
All right. So,
That
can we all
adventurous
hear-
disease.
Not a vibe.
can we all hear music?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Perfect. It's on the roll.
That
20.
sounds like
Check
a
you
roll
might have
20
it angry.
settings.
Oh, I can hear it now.
Roll 20. All right, perfect. Okay, so where we left off, the Soulguard, our wonderful band of pretty darn good adventurers, We're in a sleepover in the Summerhold estate, the home of the wonderful Lady Hope Summerhold. Up until now, their traveling companion and adventuring compatriot. But for now, Hope has decided to stay at home to apply her talents and skills to assist the kingdom in this difficult time. For Adigan is at war. The neighboring country of Volm threatens their freedoms and imposes arcane control wherever they can. But more pressing dangers seem to be present. The Lich Queen Kaiser and her plots have recently been revealed, and the group, the Soulguard, are turning their attention to how they can stop these plots. A ritual to resurrect the ancient petrified titan that sits in the middle of Ravenmoor Lagoon must be stopped. And alongside that, diamonds and components must be gathered in order to bring back Maple. Their adventurer from the very beginning, the wife of Marigold, their friend, died during an attack from Vom. An attack that seemed assisted in some sinister way. And so the group the group head now...
Phew, sorry.
I forgive you. The group now head towards the Underdark to find their way to the elemental plane of Earth to both find diamonds to resurrect Maple and also to track down a Zaratan, an ancient and powerful elemental creature of the plane of Earth whose heart seems to be required in order to bring back this titan. So, to thwart the plans of Lich Queen, to resurrect their friend Maple, and also to go home for the Underdark originating members of the party, Ashura and Nute. They begin today, as you all leave Summerhold Estate in the morning, having been fed a very generous breakfast, probably a little bit more than you should eat before a day of hiking.
Is there cheesecake?
No, like, he likes cheesecake. The stalwart isn't going to serve it at breakfast. Like, granola.
Breakfast
yogurts,
cheesecakes should be a thing, though.
Fruits. I feel like some pancakes. Just a very small thing which I did forget to mention slightly earlier on. As you will notice, our wonderful Alex, our Ashura, is not currently here. He's busy with schoolwork. You can't get around it.
Like a nerd!
What a fucking
Like a
nerd.
goddamn nerd. So, unfortunately, he will not be with us here today,
Petrodam.
but the character sheet is in someone's hands. I don't think anyone volunteered, but I'll pass it at someone.
I did. It's
Yeah,
me.
Maggie's got it.
Megan.
I'm going to be trying to run 2 casters at the same time, so forgive me if I fuck up.
Just give Ashura his sword and nothing else. Don't cast any spells. Just the
I will
opposite
force
of
him
what
to
he has.
use the sword.
So yeah, we're sending Alex our love and good luck with getting his stuff done, but he is absent for now. So, as all of you, the Soulguard, grabbing your things, stealing yourselves, and tightening the straps of your various packs as you set out across Muldrin, heading where is up to you. Let us go through some very brief introductions. Who are you? What do you look like at a glance? What features stand out? And what are you and what do you do? We'll start at the bottom this time. A reverse order, the normal Nute.
Oh my
Take it
god.
away.
Who am I?
We did that.
Oh, shit. Hello, I'm Jordan. I play Nute, who is a wonderful Duergar monk, Way of the Sun Soul. He's just a good punch boy, is the general thing. He just be vibing, he chilling, wearing those nice baggy, like, relaxing clothes. He's got some long white hair pulled back into a ponytail, and a wiry beard with some flecks of grass sewn in between. He's also got some sick-ass fucking elven tattoos around his body.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. Megan.
Yeah. Well, I'm currently playing Marigold. Marigold is a gnome. She's 3'1", continuing my streak as playing the shortest person in the party. And she has white hair that is braided up into like intricate braids on the back of her head. She wears a lot of florals and pastel colors, and has sort of smooth leather armor over the top, and carries a little wand to do her little druidy magics with. And also Willow is here in his armor as usual. Should I describe Ashura as well?
Describe Willow first, but
Oh,
sure.
well, Willow's a jackalope. So he's a big soft rabbit boy with antlers, and he's got like barding all over, so he can be
Very
more
big.
chunky. He's very
Like-
big.
He's like the size of a Great Dane.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a
Perfect
big
amount for a
boy.
gnome. And yeah, let's go with Megan's brief and taking the piss interpretation of Ashura.
Can I volunteer Jordan's in the Roll20 chat?
Oh.
Go ahead. This is Alex's fourth, if not being it.
So, the description Jordan has offered is Ashura is just a shitty drow twink with a bow. Which pretty
Perfect.
much,
Love you, buddy.
like, add the word weeb in there, and
True.
you've got it.
Yeah, put the word weeb in there somewhere.
Like Alex was the first to come to me saying he wanted to play a drow, and I hadn't written the drow lore or backstory in this world yet, so we kind of wrote it together, and therefore it is now just Weebland. Perfect. David.
Hello! I'm David. I play Markos Astreva. He is a human ranger rogue, mechanically. But in game, he is a lieutenant of the 2nd Adagani Royal Infantry Gun Scouts. So he's an officer. He carries a rifle, and yeah, he's sort of charged with protecting his home nation of Adagan. Muldrim, where we are now, is his home city as well.
And he has been passed the mantle of the Opal Oracle's bow. The
Temporarily,
Soul Zephyr.
well, he is temporarily wielding our temporarily departed Maple's bow.
While the
Which
gun's in
has-
the shop.
Well, the gun's being worked on by an artificer type dude.
Yeah. Perfetto. Riona.
Hello,
My
I'm
wonderful child.
Riona, and I am playing Hemlock. She is a half-orc, half-elven woman, the tallest of the party, at about 6'1". She has dark green skin and long black hair in a braid, with a crown of woven branches and leaves resting on her head that was given to her by a dryad. She walks with a staff carved for her by Nute, to assist with a rather heavy limp that she's had since birth. She is a druid. She is a Circle of Spores druid, as probably clearly illustrated by the small bracket fungus that is growing out of her right cheekbone, and the little frog perched on her shoulder that has a fly agaric mushroom growing out of its back.
Beautiful. Well, Soulguard. Now, down to 5. All of you... Ashura has unsummoned the gigantic white wolf Snow for now, as you are in the middle of town. When last you spoke, destinations of the Underdark were set. Now, 2 of you have grown up in the Underdark. You have come from there. Ashura and Nute. In conversations about this, Ashura relayed to you that his path up from the Underdark involved coming up the Weatherwall Burrow, a destroyed gnomish settlement on the coast near Bog Sorrow's Grasp, part of the coast of the Ravenmoor Lagoon, as he wandered for weeks and weeks through the Underdark. Nute, you also came up from the Underdark, but instead your path took you up Titan's Back. You know that your home, Morio, is closer than Mindodesh, where Ashura came from. So that you know that your home is probably the closest Underdark settlement to you here, probably. Where is your destination, and where are the 5 of you heading for now?
So, Nute, you know the best way to get down into the Underdark?
Well, at least
But what about me? I'm from the Underdark. needed to be done at least once,
For
okay?
a brief second, I was about to be like, maybe I should voice Ashura here and be ready to interject with his knowledge. I'm so glad I did.
Like, just voices Ashura and he's fucking Mario.
Oh, sure,
I'm
you've been
so
playing
glad
too
I
much
did
of that
Me,
Nintendo game.
Ashura.
Oh my god.
Whoa, it's me, Ashura!
Alex, I'm sorry.
Meg, that was amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you for this blessing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Tasty
god.
Tales, we're a serious D&D stream.
Can someone clip that and send it to Alex every single day on
Please,
Twitter?
please someone clip that.
Thank you so much.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Whew, okay.
I've actually made myself cry laugh.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
That was good.
What was it, like less than 5 minutes in?
In through the nose, out through the
We're like less than 20 minutes into this.
No, I mean
whole
into the actual
stream.
game.
Mhm.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Mhm.
Oh,
Wowie.
Oh my god. Alex,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
So I did come up from the Underdark a while ago. But Nute, you did as well, no?
I did. About 50 years ago. I don't know how much caves changed in that time, but it's probably roughly the same.
I mean, in my experience, it takes a lot to change a cave. Like, unless some terrible disaster happened to it, it wouldn't have eroded or anything. Could be a possibility if it's nearer.
I mean, it's probably fine. I think.
I mean, even if it's not, I think maybe perhaps Hemlock and I could help with moving some earth around if need be.
Mhm.
Well, we won't know
Oh,
until we
good
get
point.
there, and I doubt the cave will have changed.
Well,
we
I
should
know
at least
that
we should at least venture to the closest entrance.
I would also say that this is not Ashura's voice in the slightest.
It's just French.
It's better than mine.
When you can get to the Goredark from most places, the mines and things. An entrance from the Goredark to the Underdark is not guaranteed, nor easy. I would say that we should probably go through one of the proven routes that either I or Nute has taken.
I agree.
We could go to Titan's Beck. We would need to get to Titan's Beck. But Weatherwall was. I don't remember most of it. I came up in somewhat of a stupor, but I made it through. I can get us, I think, toward where I went in, and I guess just you keep going down, because if I got up that way, then there's a way down.
So just
Sounds like a plan.
to clarify for me asking you now, Andrew. So Weatherwall
Yes.
Burrow is the closest entrance to the Goredark.
Weatherwall, so you can get to the Goredark relatively easily. Most mines get to the Goredark at some point. Weatherwall Burrow and Titan's Back are the two places that you have gone all the way from the Underdark, all the way up through the Goredark, like the middle layer, and to the surface. So Weatherwall Burrow is the closest place that you guys know categorically you can get to the Underdark through there.
Okay.
Should we head that way?
Sounds like a plan.
I think we might as well go for the closest one.
Yeah.
And then just, I guess, see how it goes from there.
Right. It is about 80 so miles away. So 80 miles is what? What's about 4 days of travel?
It's about 4 days, I think.
Yeah,
Wait, no,
4
three-
days of
no, 3 days of
hiking.
travel.
3 days.
Because you can make about 30 miles a day of like hiking at like normal pace. In the D&D books, apparently.
That sounds about reasonable.
3 days.
That makes sense, yeah.
To Weatherwall. Perfect. So, I need to not dim in this voice. So, you guys are setting course for Weatherwall Burrow?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed we are.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh,
As you... Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, before we leave, in the armory of Yelenhall Manor, we do have the Spear of Warning.
We
Markos-
are not currently at Yelenhall
Yes,
Manor.
but do we want to head back that way first to grab it, then make our way around? Because we've brought it up like 5 times in the past, and then remembered, shit, we forgot it at home.
We could. I am conscious that we are also on a limited timescale here. We don't know how long we're going to be on the ground
I
for.
can potentially get us to Yelenhall Manor very quickly.
Can you get us back?
Yes, I should be able to.
Oh.
Sorry, is this in character? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
get us back?
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you, like, build a tunnel?
I didn't build it. Here, come with me.
So there is a tunnel.
And I want to, like, out in, like, the grounds of the Summerhold estate, just find the biggest tree. Where is the biggest tree?
The biggest tree is actually it's a large oak tree that stands kind of in the middle, like the middle back left. It's like it kind of is perched in like quite a central point in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a number of stone benches around it. It seems to be like a nice like central focal point for entertaining and relaxing in the gardens.
Let me just check something real quick. I've exited off my character sheet, like an idiot. I've not played D&D in so long, holy shit.
Sounds so good.
Here it is. How many fucking 6th level spells do I have? I only have 1 6th level spell. I can get us to Yelenhall, but I feel we can then maybe cross. Would it be quicker to get us from Yelenhall to Weatherwall, or is it quicker from Maldron? I can't quite tell on the map.
It's quicker than Maldron.
It's quicker from Maldron.
Okay.
Because
From
of the
Yelenhall, you'd need to come up through Clearwater Forest and then go east, or you need to go over the mountains, and that's also slow.
Okay. Marigold, if I
Yes?
if I can get us to Yelenhall, do you think you could bring us back here?
Possibly. What are you thinking?
Well, and I'll kind of put my hand on the tree and like tap my fingers on it. You know, moving through the plants.
Transport via plants, in fact.
I think so.
Fast travel point unlocked.
I've never done it before, but I've always wanted to. If I can get us there, then if you can get us back, that would be useful. I can only do it one way.
I think I could, yes.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I don't quite know how this is going to work. I've never done this before. But if you trust me.
As far as I'm aware, from what I've seen, again, I've not done it either, but I have seen others do it. Essentially, you know, cast it on whatever plant you want to, and it kind of opens a sort of portal, if you will. And now there's a limited time to get through it, so we can't dawdle once this is done, but you just step through the plant and it takes you where you want to go.
So it's not a tunnel.
I mean, it's a tunnel through the weave, kind of.
Yeah.
You can tell Nute's lost. He does not play ideas as a
Okay.
what's going on right now.
So we are going to get in the tree.
Yes, only very
And
briefly.
will
We'll get
be-
out. We get in the tree and we get out of another tree.
Okay, I'm down.
Great.
Yeah, let's go for it.
And I'm gonna put my hand on the big old oak tree, and I'm gonna cast transport via plants.
Okay. And are you just thinking about like one of the larger trees in the grounds at Yelenhall?
Yeah. I don't know whether if the living woods tree in our grounds is big enough, I'll do that one. If it's not, I'll just do a random tree near our front door.
while it grows very quickly, the living wood sapling is still
Yeah.
a little sapling, but there are plenty of large trees on your grounds.
Yeah.
You guys see as Hemlock places her hand against the dark wood of this large tree, there's like a knot in it that like almost pulls inwards, and you see the lines in the bark begin to twist and tear, and the whole tree goes and opens a door very briefly, and it's just black. It's just a void. You stepping in.
Come on, let's go. We don't have long. Go,
let's
go,
go.
go, go,
Yeah.
go, go.
Yep.
Ready, got 6 seconds.
Alrighty. You all step through one at a time, and it is a strange feeling. It's similar to when you're walking on ice and you lose your footing and your feet slip out from under you. For a moment, gravity vanishes. There's a sound of rushing wind through your ears, and there is a cracking sound of wood, and each of you then stumbles out, disoriented for a moment, your eyes almost dazed. But as you look up, you see the forested floor of familiar grounds. A wind that is slightly cooler, blowing from a different direction. And as you look up, beyond the well-manicured lawn, there is Yellenhall Manor.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh.
That was certainly something. Oh, okay.
So
I thought
get
it
what
would
we
be
need.
fast.
Resupply and
Right.
head on out.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
let's
Cool.
do it.
I'm gonna grab that spear.
Perfect. Add it to your inventory, have a check what it does, and
Is
that's
it in
all
D&D
you
Beyond?
Yes, it is the
Yeah.
Spear of Warning.
The only thing I can think of that might be a problem is I think I have to have seen the destination plant before.
We can just go back to the same one that we came from.
You did just see that tree.
That's true. Although, is there anyone a little closer that we can get to that I might have seen on our journey to Maldron?
Mm.
You
If I can
have
get
travelled-
as
you
I can
have
get as
travelled
close
to
as possible, I'd like
Browbeat
to.
Burrow, which
We
is
did-
at the top of that ridge of mountains. You can also scry on places.
True.
Oh yeah, we could. You can do the combined.
Also, Andrew, Maple has been to Browpeak Burrow. Marigold hasn't.
Oops.
Yikers.
Oh.
Yikers.
Sorry, I just love the idea of a druid now just running through the whole world, looking at every tree they can, touching them all around. So they just have a bunch of spots that they can teleport to whenever they need to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having like a list of phone numbers in your phone book, but a druid's phone book is just a list of trees.
Yeah.
Maybe with like a little drawing.
Marigold has definitely walked through Clearwater Forest, so while
Yeah.
you may be able to like cut like 10 miles or so off your journey if you wanted to.
Yeah, like I
skip.
just wanted
to
to
a
get
place
us
in-
like as close as I can with a plant that I've seen, you know?
Yeah.
Like whether it's like at the end of the trail and then we, you know, whatever.
Alrighty. You gathered all your things. Are you all content to having restocked your water skins and bags of food and things?
Nute
To
has
hop
also
back in
picked
a
up
tree.
the Medusa's Mantle, which is an item that he got from Pendalion when he's selling it, I
did.
believe, which basically just gives advantage against Petrify.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. As you all reconvene by one of these large trees on your grounds, the staff are kind of confused that you're going to Maldron. Oh, you did? Oh, that was quick. At the fact that you teleported back. Are you guys hopping in a tree? And Marigold, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Can you ping on the map exactly where you're trying to pop to?
Yeah, let me see where I've been. So we're going, is it somewhere like close to the Browpeak Burrow, did you say?
So you could, if you
Where,
went
where are
somewhere
we
close-
trying to get to?
Weatherwall is up until
So it's over here.
So it's further on. So you could skip a bit on the way, like up there, like where the road meets the river on the way to Maldron. That's probably like the closest Marigold has been.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to go over the mountains, I could just take us back to the tribe. That's pretty close. That's true, actually. like, has Marigold been anywhere in this, like, woodland area here?
Yeah.
Because,
Most
like, the
certainly,
tribe
that's
is,
not
like,
far
right
from where I
here.
live.
So, I could get us, like, real close.
Then it'll
And
be
we
a
just
quick
have to, like,
mountainous-
pootle over some mountains and be there.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so I'll probably go for that, like, somewhere at the edge of the woods near the mountains there.
Hell yeah.
So when I'll obviously, probably the same tree that we did last time, just because it's easier. And just be like, I actually had to think, and that burrow's actually rather near where the tribe is, and I think I've been to the sort of the valley forests near that area, so I might be able to get us quite close. It'll be a bit of a mountain trek to get there, but it'll be a lot closer than having to walk halfway across again.
Of course.
That sounds great.
That sounds fantastic. Don't worry about the mountains. I can guide us through without any delay to our travel at all.
I know it's definitely a terrain that you favour, is it not, Markos?
It is indeed.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I will do the same. I'll do my druid thing. And I'll probably, like, with Marigold, it's probably her, like, placing the tip of her wand on the tree, and it, like,
Hell yeah.
swirls out from the wand.
Beautiful.
I've not played a wand character before. It's very cool.
Perfect. Yeah, you touch your U wand to the bark of this tree, and similarly to last time, it swirls, rips, and tears a hole into this void. And as you all step through, rip and tear, there is that same brief, disorienting feeling that kind of unhinges almost the pit of your stomach. But at the second you step out the other end, Marigold, immediately it is just, yeah, this is the right wood. There is something about the flora that surrounds, the size of the ferns that build up around the trees, the thick floor of moss. There's immediately a sound. The combination of insects and birds that live here is just instantaneously familiar. You all step out and you find yourselves in this thick, very mountainous forest. You're in like a small hollow, like a dip on this overall hillside. And there's like rocky protrusions which outcrop amongst the moss and plants. You guys heading off immediately? You taking a break? What are you guys doing?
So, sorry, could you ping or just like draw a little dot exactly where we are?
I certainly can.
Are we just like sort of to the right of the W on Brow Peak Burrow?
You are just where I put that yellow splotch.
Okay.
Travel.
Can I? Well, since it's my favorite terrain and it says I can't get lost, so I guess I sort of know like my bearings already. Just like have a quick glance around, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know where north is.
I'm imagining that you you have looked at many maps of Adagan and the surrounding areas, especially around Ravenmoor Lagoon, in your training. And from Marigold's description of a woodland in a kind of a small basin among the mountains north of the Eye, you've seen that part of the map before. And being where you are right now, you're fairly confident. Like, if I'm on the north side of this place, then the closest hills and peaks will be these ones. And so from that, it's relatively easy for you to get a pretty quick idea of your orientation and position.
Well, yeah, and you've like traveled over like the adjoining mountains before.
Yeah, I have.
You've been around.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In that case, I would like to just sort of be like, well, I think we should be heading over this direction, just past that ridge. It'll be a little rocky, but we can do it. Are we good?
Wonderful.
I think so.
Alrighty.
I guess I'll start leading the way, and we all move like difficult terrain ain't a thing.
Ain't
And
no
we can't be
thing.
surprised. Apparently, I didn't.
You can't be
notice that.
surprised. Perfect.
Oh, shit.
That's a favored terrain
Nice.
feature. Never mind the spear
Oh
feature.
damn.
Damn.
Yeah, this mountainous trek for you guys becomes, it's like a good chunk of the day. It's like half of the day. You are still moving a little bit slower because it is heavily inclined and portions of it are climbing, but none of it is massively difficult climbing. Like you don't come across any like sheer faces that you need to ascend. But eventually you climb above the tree line and you get a very familiar view, the rest of you, as you look down to the southeast and you see that kind of expansive basin within these mountains. You see the massive lake that lies within the center. And Markos, as you look north, you can't help but feel a chill run down your spine. This has been a pretty fair day for both in Maldron and in Adigan, and in the forests where you transported to. But as you cross over this ridge, where you cross the peaks and begin your descent towards Weatherwell Burrow, your entire vision is just the massive expanse of Ravenmoor Lagoon. You cannot see the island in its center. You can see mist-covered, gnarly bog that lines the coast. And you see the raging storms that fill the lagoon. You are all battered by cold, raging winds, and almost like flicking a light switch by crossing over the ridgeline. Kind of the sounds of forest birds and the kind of chirping of crickets is replaced by the hammering of rain and the from all of the clouds on the horizon, and you can see like the flashes of lightning that seem to sow themselves through the dark grey carpet above.
That was one hell of a rain shadow we were in. Shouts out to geography nerds.
Specifically, Markos, the bit that gets you is the wiry bog at the bottom. All of you have seen on maps, this place is called Bog Sorrow's Grasp. It is a thick bog, battered relentlessly by this weather, that is harsh, and its name is accurate. It grasps at feet of all creatures, and it was one of the bloodiest, most difficult battles of the Giant War. It is where fire giant landing craft smashed through like the coastal trees and swamps and deployed their initial shock troopers of hill giants and ogres and trolls across the country. And though the war is long gone, it is one of those battlegrounds haunted by the spirits that once fought there. And in that instant, you are very glad that Marigold knew of these trees north of her home. Because your path from Spindlekey and Maldron would have cut right through that swamp.
When you say haunted by the spirits, do you literally mean ghost giants?
I absolutely mean ghost giants.
Oh,
And Markos would know about the ghost giants.
I kind of want.
lads.
I kind of want to go fight the ghost giants though. I know. Hemlock doesn't. Riona does. I want to go fight the
I
ghost
love the idea of
giants.
Hemlock being like, alright, I know we're on a time-sensitive mission, but ghost
Ghost
giants.
I do not reveal my knowledge of ghost giants.
No.
I do, however, say, good work, Marigold. This has made our journey a hell of a lot easier. We did not want to travel through that bog. I mean, you can see, it is inhospitable.
Wait, which hell?
What?
You said
Any of the
you said
nine.
a hell of a lot easier. Were you thinking of one
It's
in
a
particular?
it's
or
a it's a
Probably-
turn of phrase, darling. It's a turn of phrase.
I don't know the hells. There are 9 of them, right? One of them has to be boggy.
Just pat Nute on the shoulder.
As you're like,
I love that we're all like encouraging our himbo friend. Like, I'm sure there's a boggy hell, right?
Does the sword have anything to say?
like Ashura just goes quiet. Like hell is mentioned, and his sense of humor evaporates.
Oh.
Oh, honey.
He does seem also a little steely lipped, looking across the rain soaked coast. At least when that's riding here on the back of a dragon through the rain.
That's something.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. And you notice like you're all having to like speak up, like you're having to almost shout over the rain and wind. Even this far from the coast itself, it is bad weather here. And even though it's like early afternoon, the fact that you're rolling into winter and the heavy clouds above make it feel like it's coming to evening. As you trek down, the descent is fairly easy. You find waterlogged, kind of slightly muddy puddles, which mostly disseminate into small like rapid streams which cut down cracks in boulders. And you find yourselves occasionally in moments where it would be dangerous or slippy. You'd have to go a bit slower than normal to be careful. But Markos excellently and experientially shows you like the patches where the rock is driest, where no moss has grown to slippery things up. And you all make a pretty safe and rapid descent down these hills. Until eventually you find where the wall burrow itself. Maybe a few hundred feet beyond this end of the hills, you see the bog itself begin, where it's like a sodden coastline with these wiry trees, the roots almost like spider legs holding them above the water that's lapping and crashing against them. The burrow itself is similar to the burrows you've seen before. It begins with a simple door that goes into the hillside, but this one is shattered. The entire interior of this burrow is exposed and is battered by rain, which rushes down the fronts of buildings and shop fronts and houses that are carved into what would have been an interior cavern, but are now a weather-beaten, exposed ruin. It is dark, and the rolling thunder continues, and the rushing water boasts of the coast that sends the smell of salt spray to sting your lips and noses. What would you guys like to do?
The damage. Would I... That's giant war shit, right?
Make a history check.
Do I have advantage on my favorite terrain? No.
No.
No. Oh, okay. That is a... I think I've got a +0 to history, so it's a 9.
9. It's not difficult knowledge to have. You are not aware of the specifics of the battle, but you know the circumstances. Weatherwall was one of the first places to try and fend off the giants. It was one of the first bastions that was reinforced by Adigan to try and stop this. And it was one of the first places to be utterly obliterated. Landing craft remain rusting and in the grip of Bog Sorrow's grasp as grim reminders of a very... It was almost like the giants were setting an example of build a bastion against us and this is what will happen. Luckily, that trend did not continue as the rest of Adigan came together to help defend and offered refuge to the gnomes of these burrows. But Weatherwall was one of the first places to get hit and hit really hard. And yeah, this damage was mostly sustained during the first attacks of the giant war.
Cool. And then the other thing is I would like to do a quick track-in, quick scan of the ground, make sure there's no, like, obvious, I don't know, like, Tarrasque tracks or anything like that, you know?
Actually,
may I?
there's a Tiamat footprint
absolutely.
right there. Huh.
While Markos kind of takes a moment to take in this site and begins to squint and very carefully check each corner and contour of the landscape before you. The rest of you guys, is there anything you would like to be doing?
Can I very quickly druidcraft to see the weather for the next 24 hours, just to see if this storm's going to hold out?
You certainly may. You begin casting the spell. Markos, what did you get?
28.
28. Yes, and I'll get to what that is in just a moment. Hemlock, as you conjure in your hands and focus on the pure natural magic that permeates the air and weather and winds and rain, it begins to, like a small droplet of water begins to expand into almost like a bubble. And within it, it is just sheets of rain.
Okay.
Just pouring down. As it kind of collects in the bottom, it drifts up the side and hammers down again, almost to the point where it's trying to break out of the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rain is slamming into its base so hard that it's straining at the edges of this spell to try and communicate that this is just rain.
It's a lot of rain.
Always rain.
A lot of bloody
Always
rain.
horrible wind and rain.
Okay.
I would just like to throw up some dancing lights.
Cool.
Just so people can see shit, you know?
Yeah, it is quite dim and
It's dark and stormy.
it is. And these dim
What a
little
cocktail.
lights just gonna offer this warm glow around all of you.
Yeah, and I'll pop one like right near the entrance so that we can like start to see what's in there.
There's no one entrance. what would have been like the entry doorway and like the wall of the hillside is collapsed and broken. You can see most of the bottom, like an open town.
Oh
that has
shit!
collapsed in on itself.
In that case, is there like a clear path that looks like it's like blocked or something?
Not in particular. No. It's more like you just see the whole town that was within this cabin that is now like collapsed and destroyed.
Okay.
Markos, and that's Nute. You had a quick thing.
Nute, I think, is just gonna, having seen Hemlock do the Druidcraft to do the weather thing, is like kind of looking and trying to copy and do it himself.
Oh.
And like he gets it. It's a little bit like, think of like a kid doing a crayon drawing kind of style.
Oh.
Like I feel like it conjures almost the same thing, and in your excitement, there's almost a crackle of lightning across like the top half of it, and you kind of get a bit overexcited, and the rain that's pounding through the bottom actually breaks the bottom of the bubble, and it peters out and disapparates. Out of the excitement for lightning things.
Honestly, fair and valid.
Markos, you got a 28 on that perception check, was that?
It was a 29 on a 28 on a survival check. Yes.
On a survival check, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
In terms of looking for tracks, evidence of creatures around, as you scan kind of both the ground near you and further afield, you can see it is desolate. It is beaten, barren, wind and water swept. Apart from a small watchtower, you see a small watchtower is like set maybe 150 feet in front of where this cavern entrance would have been. The top half of it is completely absent. You can see boulders of what probably was this tower scattered around it, now covered by salt water and algae and seaweed and stuff. But you see the faintest trail of whitish smoke trailing up from it. And as you kind of swing your eyes at this sign of life, and you scan around for shapes that don't belong or movement, you do spot a figure in a clearing a little bit away from the actual gnome burrow entrance itself. So a little kind of like on the flat descent afterwards, that on the hillside towards the trees and the swamp and things. You see there's this large object of stone with carved curves and kind of sweeping contours, and there is a humanoid-shaped medium figure kind of cross-legged in front of it.
Guys, we have a strange-looking person over there. Like, sitting?
Just a real quick thing, Streamwise. A Wild Magic Surge was redeemed, but we don't have our Wild Magic Sorcerer anymore. However, there is the suggestion that a Wild Magic Surge just happens somewhere in the world, or somewhere with like near the party.
Somewhere in the world. Roll a d100. Find out where.
We just see in the distance just a fireball.
Gonna write a little note down to change that.
Yeah.
Can we redeem points?
I think there is a way to give them back, which I need to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll try and
I
redeem
think
those
I
points
can
'cause
give
we
them
don't
back.
have a- Okay, perfect. If we can do that, let's do that, because there's no sorcerer here, sorry.
If
So
not,
I should have
I
clarified
will
that in
gladly
the
take a
intro.
Wild Magic Surge.
Just happens.
It happens at the bubble burst from the Druidcraft. He's like, oh no.
Not for now. Yeah, sorry, I should be clear about that in the intro. With no sorcerer, the wild magic sword surgy stuff will not apply. My apologies for not being clear on
I
that.
need to switch to mod view to do it.
So, you guys have spotted this figure cross-legged in front of this out of place shaped piece of rock. You can ignore it, you can go past, you can delve toward the ruins. What would you guys like to do?
Markos would have pulled out his rifle and just looked through the scope to get a better view on the person, and you see him like reach, and he's just like, oh.
Aww.
Do we want to approach? I cannot really. Can I make them out? They just look like a figure from this distance.
From this distance, yeah, from this distance you can see like medium humanoid figure. You're quite far away, a little too far to make out like specifics of them.
Want me to take a flight over?
I feel like
See
we
if I can
could,
get a bit closer.
if it's only the
Don't know
one
if there is need to fly.
figure,
We
I
could
don't
just
think we need
walk
to.
over.
Yeah, I think save our resources.
Ask them
Okay.
if we want, or
Yeah.
we could ignore them.
Hey, I mean, hey, last time we found someone out in the wild, I learned how to punch cold, so I'm down for another
That's
meeting.
true. The Dragon Man was cool.
Maybe I'll learn fly
Yeah, let's
this
go.
time.
Okay.
In this place, more likely some form of swamp punch.
Swamch. Swunch.
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 That's one of the worst
Swunch.
words I've ever said. I don't like that.
Alrighty, as you guys progress, you find your ways through like the pieces of broken rock that litter this hillside, and you kind of crest down the side of this gnome burrow itself, not wanting to like fall down. Like it's like, you know, quarries. Like we're walking along and that just drops, and there's this big dip into a quarry. It's kind of like that as you walk along the top edge of this burrow, where it's all like broken and collapsed beneath you. But you head down, crest along the side. And make your ways towards this individual. As you get closer, you can see this guy seems to be a very hulking figure, very muscular, large figure. As you get closer, you see they're just sitting there cross-legged, eyes closed. You see black dreadlocks down to which cover the entire back, just soaking wet, and they're just sitting there.
Human?
As you get closer, they seem to be orcish of some kind. As you get closer and closer, you see the stone thing in front of them was a large fallen piece of debris. You can see portions of it where it's just like rough hewn bits of moss and stuff growing across it. But you see across the majority of its surface, it is smooth. It is perfectly smooth, and it crests kind of like a wave hooking upwards. And the way the rain is falling, it almost perfectly aligns with the point of this wave. And so the rain collects across the curve, rolls down it, and is in a swirling whirlpool in a basin at the base of this curve. You can see portions of it where it's not uniform. And there is a small, maybe fist-sized sphere of water that is just turning and pushing up against portions of it. And you can see this person, as you get closer, is sitting here quietly cross-legged, but their hands seem to be weaving and moving slightly. A quiet mutterance under their breath. Hemlock, you don't quite make out the words, but you hear parts of Orcish, like sounds and cadence to the language. They do not appear to have noticed you at all.
I feel like it's kind of rude to interrupt meditation.
Yeah, just continue on, leave them be.
I would say so. They seem preoccupied. I mean, they're like close enough to hear us, I assume, right now, at this point.
If you were to speak at full volume, you'd guess they could probably hear you. They'd also seem pretty distracted.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, it is still hammering down with rain. Like, your clothing is soaked, your hair is soaked. And there is the consistent echoing from across the shoreline.
You can leave them be.
I guess
They
This
seem...
looks like either nature or meditation, like monk kind of stuff to me, so I don't really know. I'll defer to you three.
Ashura, like, steps closer as if he's going to try and poke the guy.
grab Ashura's
Probably
wrist.
don't do that.
What? He seems like he's just there. Maybe he's asleep. I don't know.
Even though you don't wake people when they're asleep. That's mean.
Okay, fine.
Like
And he poodles off like a muppet.
a
I mean, look. To be fair, sometimes you do wake people when they're asleep. Like, what if they have overslept and they're currently missing an important meeting? You know?
Either way, I feel like this isn't something that should be interrupted. Seems...
Okay, I think we can leave this be for now.
Alrighty. As you guys turn, you find Ashura having tootled the welcome up. He is now standing kind of directly in front of and facing where this cavern opens up and is ruined, and water is kind of streaming down it in small rapid streams and kind of crashing off of where a building is broken and falling out of one of the windows and streaming. And like they don't see the streams that come into this gap don't seem to then flow out of it. They seem to flow into the town itself. And you can see there are passages that descend into the hillside that aren't covered. There are small alleys and streets and things which are still kind of open, and a black void lies beyond in the darkness.
Right. Well, do we know which route we're taking?
I don't really remember which path I took. I came out here, I know. I recognize all of this. This wasn't here, and you have gestures at the guy sitting on the floor with the rock.
This!
No. I guess we could just go in and head down?
Sounds like a plan.
It's the best way to go.
Look, with both of us here, we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can help with a bit of the navigation at least. Caves are not my strong suit, but I have a good sense of direction.
Alright. And you see, like, Ashura is now faced with the reality of beginning the descent back into the Underdark is stalling a little bit. Like, biting his lips slightly before following you guys towards the entrance.
I imagine that we were just kind of like stood in a 5 or a 5.
5.
Just like in front of the entrance, and a few people walk off first, and like Ashura is one of the last ones. And as Markos walks past him, he just like pats him on the shoulder and strides on in.
Yeah. I feel like Nute and Ashura would probably be the last two to actually walk in because of the like extra implications.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just before we head in, Nute's gonna turn to Ashura and be like, "Come on, buddy, let's do this together." I'll give him a hearty pat on the back.
He puts an arm around your broad dwarven shoulders and follows suit.
Yeah. Put an arm like just above his waist. Cause can't reach higher.
When you pat him, then would you smack his butt?
No. I just reached up
The
high.
hip is like the leg shoulder.
Like,
I'm just saying.
Sorry. Do you pat people on the butt when you go to pat them on the back just because you're short? Is that how it works?
You're like 3'5", dude. Ashura's like 6 foot tall. I'm just saying.
You
I
can
think
pat the
that's about height
small of his
difference
back.
between us.
Just
Yeah.
like right in his tramp stamp. Just. You know he has one.
You can't-
know he does.
He-
Guys, you can't pat him there. It's still healing.
what does Ashura's tramp stamp say?
That's for Ashura to tell you.
Oh no, it doesn't. It
Or-
doesn't
or
say
Kenyan.
anything. It's like a winding green dragon.
Oh.
Oh no. Or a pair of lavender horns. Who knows?
Holding
is
a
it
red
a-
sword.
But yeah, is it?
God damn it.
Oh,
Alright.
dear.
Sorry, the idea that
This is what happens when you're not here, Alex.
the idea that Ashura has a tramp stamp that he updates every time he's been with someone new and just adds on a new feature to this like
Oh, dear.
Canon.
It's just-
It's canon.
abomination.
The only enchanted tattoo I will accept in this game. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Alrighty.
I'm bringing the dancing lights with us so that we
Perfect.
have some
It helps.
lights going.
The moment you descend through the first passages, which kind of you can see where this cavern probably had like a main entry cavern, probably a smaller passage section which then opened up to a second cavern on the inside. That whole middle section is mostly gone, and so when you descend into that and it opens up to the second half of this small town, it is almost pitch black. You can still hear the echoing of rainwater, and you can really hear the echoing of running water. In places, it seems to come down like a waterfall through a crack in the ceiling. And you can see, as you guys walk through this passage, the passage itself is actually full of water, maybe up to your ankles, as running water from the consistent rain collects in the ruins of the burrow and just funnels down.
I tell you what, Ashura will also cast dancing lights, so we have double the light.
Yeah, dancing lights don't give off a massive amount of light, but with that many, you can spread them around yourselves. And,
Exactly.
You get this strange feeling of being like a child with a candle in the middle of a large room. You can't see the walls. After a few moments of walking through this passage, as you see this town open up in front of you, you can still see, like, near where you enter, the walls have these carved-in homes and shop fronts. You see where, like, a large section of rock kind of comes out of the middle of the floor and has, like, very long, rotted and decayed wooden, like, structures built across it. But the second you walk for a few seconds away from one of those things, it vanishes from sight. Even those of you with dark vision, 60 feet isn't very far.
Just real
and
quick,
it becomes
I have 120 feet of dark vision, just in case it becomes
120
relevant.
feet. When it becomes relevant, I'll bear that in mind. 120 feet isn't that far.
That's right.
You could run for 3 seconds and be out of sight completely. The dancing lights help, especially those of you without dark vision, and it helps lend a slightly warmer illumination around you. But then you have this kind of shimmering reflection of these golden lights across the water that fills not the entirety of the floor of this cavern, but kind of runs in small rivers. So they're almost like, you know when you're on a beach and they're like the small streams that come down and cut up the beach. It's like that, but these rapids have kind of calmed for a moment in these wider sections. Continuing onwards, Ashura kind of, I suppose we just follow the water, right?
Yeah, just carry on. Could I just keep like
Water will take us down deeper.
Oh, could I just keep a general eye out as we're traveling, or like eye and
Certainly,
ear
yeah.
out for
Go ahead.
other things?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Hell yeah! What?
I will assist.
Go for
Have
it.
advantage.
Thank you. That's helping a lot. Oh hell yeah! Nat 20.
Fuck
Hey.
yeah.
The first roll was a 7, so thank you for that.
Beautiful.
That's alright.
Total of 26.
As all of you sticking fairly close together, Willow feeling kind of... He's got decent dark vision, enough to get by in a forest, but he is sticking very close to you, Marigold, in this strange, dark cavern. Nute and Markos, as you kind of just keeping an eye out and listening intently, what disturbs you most is the silence. Aside from running water and the very faint, distant of thunder, nothing. No movement, no insects, no hushed breathing, no voices. It is dead in here, aside from the moving water.
Can I take a moment? And I'll just put my hand up to the party and say, one second, guys. I just want to check something out. And I'll
course.
kneel down in the stream or wherever the hell I am. I don't care. And just sort of, is there like sediment at the bottom of the stream?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I'd like just to sort of like bury my hand under the sediment and just close my eyes and just use a primeval awareness.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and remind me what that does.
Primeval awareness. Where is it? As an action, expend one ranger spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of me, or within up to 6 miles if I am in my favored terrain. It does not reveal their location or number. So I guess this is just the 1 mile.
Yeah. You immediately get a sense of undeath.
Right.
Within a mile of you in some direction and some number, there is a potent undeath. You do not get any feeling as you weave your fingers amongst the sediment and feel for the slight arcane hum that seems to travel through all things. Nothing else is returned to you.
There may be undead around. I am not sure if it is just the bog.
Oh, I think
There
that's
are
me,
still there, I
and
know.
possibly Hemlock as well.
It's not okay.
No, you have been resurrected. That is different to undead.
I've tried to explain. He
But like,
The things that Hemlock sometimes makes, the little like mushroom zombies, they would count.
but Hemlock did the same to me, just more powerful. So like, I
Very
died. I died.
Very different. You have
And
a
then
soul.
I came back, and then I died, and then I came back again. So I think that doubles my undeath and makes me more powerful.
I've tried to explain it to him. He really doesn't. It's best to just leave it be.
Well, anyway, keep an eye out.
Alrighty.
But I love my dumb boyfriend.
I like how at this point, like, Hemlock and Nute have definitely had this conversation multiple times, and every time it just hasn't gotten through. To the point where, like,
I'm fully imagining them just like lying in bed together and Nute just being like, but I'm undead, right? Like, I've died twice. I'm undead. And Hemlock's like, no, it's not. We brought you back to, that means you're alive. And he's like, no, but I did. It just keeps going.
I was
Just
dead.
go to sleep, honey.
I was
Just go to
dead,
sleep.
and now I'm not dead, so I have been undead.
As you guys debate
Unkilled,
Yeah.
I would say, not undead.
Unkilled.
Same thing.
as you date the specific turns of phrase and their meanings in regards to undeath, as you continue down this burrow, you begin to see like the cavern begin to close up again. The dancing lights illuminate the dark grey stone buildings and like housing fronts. You see where staircases are carved into the sides of the cavern, where they lead up to higher tiers of more homes and spaces carved into the edges of the hillside. You see where one of these is, water is pouring quite rapidly down one of these sets of stairs, spilling off the edge, and kind of almost flows with like a big bush of like dark reddish leaves that is like perched under this little waterfall that's rustling slightly. Until you finally reach a section where there's like a large warehouse-esque thing, definitely not a home or a shop or anything. This appears to be more of a processing place. You can see a cart is on its side. It's iron, thick, dark, with rust, glinting red in the soft yellow light from the dancing lights. You see the tracks it was on leading through a single, like 20-foot wide doorway, quite low, but very, very wide. And you see all of the water flowing through this cavern has built up and is like the ground next to it is like rusted and eroded away, and so the water is forming this very thick, very rapid churning stream which kind of goes through this entryway and disappears into the darkness.
With all this water, your hometown might be flooded, Nute.
There's probably some other caves that the water can go down, right?
Yeah, the Underdark.
Like
is
Nute,
big,
Nute at
right?
this point is like turning to Marigold and Hemlock, like, right? There's probably other caves, right?
Potentially.
It might be.
I mean, I would be surprised if your people had built a settlement in a place that could get so easily flooded.
And without proper precautions.
It's very true.
Just
Yeah.
not realistic.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's alright, there's a natural water cycle, it'll be fine.
It'll probably be okay.
They've just got a bunch of druids casting shape water underneath, just like pushing it back up.
They're waterbenders.
No, there's just a portal. There's a portal down there to the elemental plane of water where it all just like returns to eventually. I mean, this is all for Earth. Why not, eh?
Yeah, why not? Alrighty. Are you guys progressing through into this kind of meeting point of all the water cabin?
Yes.
Yeah, let's carry on.
Do we have the collapsible boat?
We do.
Who-
We
Oh
have
who had
shit!
that?
Yeah, I think that's in the bag of holding.
Is it now?
I currently have it in my inventory.
Well then it's not in the bag of holding. Should we use the boat? Is this like a boat appropriate location? Is it like
not really.
rapids
So
that we could kayak down?
There are two ways to use the folding boat. The first one is it unfolds into a 10-foot long, 4-foot wide, and 2-foot deep boat. But, like with an anchor, mast, and sail, and oars and all that. And that can comfortably hold up to 4 medium creatures. Now, there are 5 of us, plus Willow, so 6. Which means we'd need the second
but
one,
two of
which
those
is...
two of those creatures are small.
True.
One of those creatures is small.
One of those creatures is small. But and then the second command word would make it a 24-foot long, 8-foot wide, and 6-foot deep boat. I feel like that might be a bit too big.
That's a big boat.
There's a big boat.
He boat too big for he goddamn street.
Goddamn street.
Would the smaller boat manage us?
George!
DM up on high.
Probably not. For a 4-person boat for 4 people with a medium jackalope and a gnome on top of that is going to start
crap.
getting a
Yeah, I
little
forgot
bit
about the jackalope.
dodgy.
Yeah. We'll save the boat when we get a bigger expanse of water.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just liked the idea of kayaking down the rapids.
It does sound fun, I will give you that.
Make our way.
Alrighty.
Stomach the wet feet.
Downstream.
As you head past this like large 20-foot, as it's like maybe 10-foot high, 20-foot wide doorway, you can see now there are like metal cart tracks embedded in the stone, completely rusted over, almost to the point where they're swollen and like have eroded away completely. You can see where like pieces of wood with like sleepers between them would have been, but there are like just the joinery of them is left, like rusted in place. The consistent salt water pouring past all of it, and rainwater, not salt water, pouring past it has damaged all of this beyond use. As you get in, this space immediately becomes much more cramped. To one side, a flat pool of water has built up, and you can see beyond that, that's where like there are small like, stalls where carts live. There is another path, now only 5 foot wide, that descends down. And this streaming, churning water goes down. It's of this path, it's maybe 10 foot high, 5 foot wide, and the water is maybe 3 to 4 foot deep and is traveling very quickly and powerfully. And it seems to descend past this, like a staging area. It seems to be a place where there's like a small set of steps on the side and then like rails for a cart to go down this little tunnel. There are no carts in it, but it appears to now just be this.
Yeah, like a loading bay.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a loading bay for carts to come up and be stored. And there is this one channel which goes down that is currently filled with churning water. What do you guys like to do?
I feel like down the channel is the way to go. But
Yeah,
I'm not
probably.
keen on
Hydrate.
Marigold trying to walk down it.
Oh.
Or any of us, for that matter.
I do have a spell prepared that could destroy some water briefly. Obviously, that won't help with the water continuing to flow, but it could help with briefly traveling not in water.
I mean, if we can run faster than the water, you could destroy a portion.
I
we
don't
all
think
quickly
that's
jump
likely for
in,
anyone
and
except
we
you.
run before the water can
It's-
catch up to us.
It's quite a lot of water. It's up to 10 gallons.
That's not enough.
You might
10
be able
gallons
to run
is
that
like-
fast, Nute, but I don't think the rest of us would be.
Nute looks
Them
over.
gallons
Could Nute
is like-
remembers
just
that
pick
you
us
have
all
a
up
big
and
limp
carry
like,
us?
A very small keg of beer is 10 gallons.
Right. Alternatively, I could turn someone into a large beast to carry us over the water.
I'm wondering if there is a way to...
Is there a way to stop
Like-
or divert the water flow?
Could we walk on the water?
I mean, I can.
Or like float down somehow?
I have
All of us.
I have the thing that slows falling, but I don't know that that helps.
I have
I
one of
don't
those
really
too.
I don't really have anything right now. Apart from potentially turning into a bird and carrying people across, but
Yes.
It's only 5 feet wide is my concern. I do not believe your giant bird strategy will work in there. Are there no other routes out of this room?
It could be
Like, further
a
downwards?
You can have a little look around. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
I'll assist you with that.
Shell?
I think your investigation's higher than mine.
could be
My
some
int is
sort
plus
of
0. I'll
one-
help you.
Yeah, I can do that.
could turn into some sort of swimming beast.
Cock.
Hmm.
Bullshit. I rolled a 1 and a 2, so 5. First D&D rolls of 2021.
On that note, we gotta hydrate.
Oh,
Yeah.
Apt.
appropriate.
Well,
It's a very wet game.
I don't know what's at the bottom of the channel, but we could just sort of float down. We can all swim, right?
No, what was that? What was that investigation check?
Oh, 5. Like I
Oh,
rolled a
totally.
1 and I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay. Yeah, looking around, like the rest of the sheds that you can see seem to be there for cart storage. You see another one which looks like a building, maybe for people to, I don't know, log in, coming and outgoing of this little staging area. But as far as clear paths down, your attention is by the raging noise of the churning water just keeps being drawn to water going down this tunnel.
Just a quick question. How many carts are nearby?
You can. So there was the one tipped over outside of this chamber, and I'll say you can see also maybe 2. There are two carts in this chamber. You can see them like the bay doors to their little kind of stalls are open.
I see where you're going with this. I see where
You
you're
can
going
see how
with
the
this.
like that section of this
don't
chamber
like
is
this.
submerged by maybe like half a foot of water, and so the tracks and their wheels are submerged, and you can see everything here is pretty badly rusted. But you do see a couple carts.
We
Are we Donkey Kong
always-
minecart carnaging
We
this?
could always try and grab some of those carts and use those to get down. How many people would fit in a cart, do you reckon?
I think 2 medium creatures per cart.
Okay.
Some of us are small.
Well, there's enough carts anyway. There's 3 carts and 5 of us, and
Yeah.
weapons, so that's 6
There's
creatures.
2 carts.
There's one
No, there's
outside.
One tipped over
There's
outside and then 2 more inside in
Oh,
the room we're in.
Indeed.
Are you thinking we get in the carts and we ride them down?
It's
that
an
work?
idea.
I don't think they would float, but they might roll down, pushed by the water.
I mean, if we have better plans, I'm all ears. I'm happy to go with whatever.
And would provide us some protection from whatever is in the channel, like down there.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with fast flowing water.
My concern with just floating down is not so much the floating and more the stopping.
Yes. Any rocks or whatever. Don't want to break a leg.
So, if I look down this channel with my, like, can I see any kind of end, or like just is it
Go
like a
ahead.
sheer drop?
You have 120-foot dark vision.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh yeah. Ha.
Guidance. Take a guidance. Take an extra d4.
Now, I do appreciate that,
Oh.
but
Ooh.
with the guidance, that is a 9. I rolled a nat 1.
Guidance is a 9. Peering down this channel, with the dancing lights illuminating kind of behind you, you can see essentially it just keeps going down straight. As far as you can see, it's just straight and churning. You can see, like, a little bit further down, there seems to be a crack in whatever ceiling there is of this tunnel, and you can see another kind of flowing of water begins to, kind of pour in from above. You cannot see the end of it.
Okay, I'll let the rest of the group know that.
Okay.
All right.
It is a bit of a risky plan, but it might be okay.
When have we not been a group to take risks?
Exactly. I think it'll be fine. I've seen this.
If worst comes to worst, if we start falling, I'm pretty sure I can catch all of us, and slow us down a little bit, so we won't necessarily just crash into the rock.
Reassuring.
I'll just make sure to keep an eye out in front of us, so we can at least get a bit of warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I guess
Alrighty.
Ashura,
rack up some minecarts.
you've got the gloves as well. Come and help me grab these.
Okay. He, like, tightens his little ogre gloves on there, and it is difficult. I won't make you roll because you can just keep doing it until it works, and they're not impossible to move. But as you're moving them, like, it takes a really hard initial shove to break the rust that has almost fused these wheels to the tracks beneath them. Like, your shoes are soaked as you're trudging through this kind of foot-deep water that has flooded this portion of the cavern. You manage to these carts out of their little stalls, and with enough fiddling, you manage to get them lined up on the track that descends. And for the second you start putting it near it, you have to hold on to them because the flowing water is trying to take them. Like, it is hammering into the back of these carts, and you're like having to brace yourself and like back up a little bit out of that direct flow. You get the impression that they probably won't stay on the rails, but they'll probably go.
It's something.
All right, last chance to back out. Is this the plan we're going with?
I say we do it.
All right, let's go.
Fuck it.
Who first?
Well, Ashura and I should probably
These.
stay behind to actually hold the carts. So,
Hemlock? Shall we?
Okay.
This isn't a battle, but I'm going to put on battle music because this is going to be quite a dangerous endeavor.
I guess me and Hemlock hop in the cart together.
Alrighty. You guys go ahead and hop in. Cross your hearts.
Gripping the
and
sides,
say
like
prayer.
opposite each other, like.
No.
All right, Nute and Ashura, are you doing the 1-2 shove?
This is just making me think of the water chutes in the Earth Kingdom from Avatar.
basically, basically that.
Oh
yeah.
my god, yes.
Alrighty.
Just for a bit of safety, can I prep a gaseous form on Markos if I need it?
Yeah. Just don't tell me the casting time on that.
It's an one action with a touch. So if everything starts going haywire, I'm gonna slap Markos and turn him into a cloud.
Okay. Easy enough. Give me 2 seconds. there are some bits that I'm trying to prepare kind of on the fly on this one. All right, okay, that can wait. For now, Markos and Hemlock, you clamp yourselves in, you brace yourselves against this minecart. Nute, 1, 2. It's a very slow start for a second as the cart gets into that main flow along the track, and it is that horrible moment such an amazing moment on roller coasters. Probably not what you're thinking about in this moment, where with the weight now holding this thing to the tracks, where it is not like the wheels are not turning. It is just the force of the water hammering, and you can hear it echoing and banging into the metal of this cart, going grinding towards this actual precipice. And then, and you are flying. It is pitch black. After a second, the dancing lights are gone. You cannot see anything. Hemlock, even with your dark vision, it's almost worse because you can see the braces at the sides of this tunnel go. Boom! And there's a crash and a bang as the thing is no longer touching the ground and bashes into the side of the wall. As Markos and Hemlock vanish from sight, who's up next?
I guess me and Willow, right?
Marigold. Up and
Alrighty.
Willow. Hold on tight.
Me and Willow.
Okay.
I'm not holding on to the cart. I'm holding on to Willow because I know he needs a hug right now. This is going to be very intense.
Yes. I'm gonna write this down. Markers.
And this is where we TPK.
TPK of the fucking minecart.
Also, I love the fact that my dancing lights are gonna come with me, so I'm gonna look like a fucking glow stick. Zoom.
I like the idea, as you go down, you can see, the orbs just kind of go, whoop, as if it's just being pulled off a stage with a cane.
I really imagine it like a Pixar cartoon.
Now, it's important, Hemlock, Markos, as you guys have that moment of acceleration and vanishing down, are you staying quiet?
I don't think there's much point.
Yeah,
Markos isn't.
I think Hemlock tries, but doesn't succeed.
Markos is like, oh shit, here we go.
Alrighty. Maple, you can just about hear this, only just over the Marigold. You made 2 characters who were gnomes with MA names. This is not entirely on us.
Maril and Mapergold.
Marilyn Maple.
You clutch hold of your jackalope companion Willow, and you feel that horrible grinding. And the same, your dark vision, you can see the braces of this tug go. And just in the edges of your vision, you can in and out see the second cart and hear of the people in front of you. Nute, Ashura, you hopping in?
Yep.
Alrighty, you guys sling yourselves over, pushing it in the same.
I'm picturing it with these two kind of bobsleighs of how one of them has to run and push and then jump in.
Nute's definitely the one who does that.
Perfect. Absolutely. You fucking dig your feet into the rock and push, and
The last thing before we go down, Nute's just like, hey, sure. Just prep something in case this goes wrong. Push.
I mean, I don't even know what Ashura has to help with this.
He has levitate. He has levitate.
He has levitate. He also has dimension door, so maybe that'll work. I don't know.
perhaps.
You two,
Alrighty.
your both carts crash, and then you come down, you see the third cart crash, and just next to you out of a door, we're just like, oh, that was quite fun. Yeah, that's quite pretty good.
He also has fly. So
Yeah.
Ashura has several things that could help.
Perfect. So, up at front, and so I'll need all of you to do these things as we go. I won't do each cart separately. As you are all careening down this tunnel, it might be the fastest any of you have traveled. On your own, but you've been on the back of a dragon flying, you've run really quick, you've been on speeding boats with a high wind, but this feeling of being enclosed, bashing off of the sides, there is the constant boom, boom, of the water slamming into you. You are soaked. As you all kind of go under, there's like a waterfall that crashes in above you, and you feel the water level rise, and the ceiling comes a little bit closer as these floating carts now are just pushing you a little bit closer towards the ceiling. Essentially, at this point, there's very little you can do to control it. And so the movement of the cart is out of your hands. However, I need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw, as there is another flush of water that cascades and covers your vision, put water in your eyes, and you feel the cart lurch up, and that thought of these roof beams are a little bit close comes into your mind.
Nat 20, baby! That's a 28.
27.
27.
Nice.
19 plus 8.
Beautiful.
Hemlock.
You're muted.
7.
7. Marigold.
It's a 9 for me and a 13 for Willow.
Alrighty.
Bloody druids.
Hemlock, remind me what you got?
7.
7. Hemlock and Marigold. You get below. Your head is not taken off, but you just catch like the tiniest like clip of a bit of a piece of like wooden, rotted, slightly softened wood mashes you in the head. You both take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And like you are, doesn't mean much in this moment, but you are stunned for a few moments as your eyes go like roll back and you see flashing lights in your vision as you like steel yourselves and like grab what will immediately start swelling as a lump on your heads. You guys keep going down, flushing down. There's actually, you see it up in front of you. Markos and Hemlock. Yeah, Hemlock. You have darkness, don't you?
Yes.
You see like
I don't.
there is a corner coming, and you see the water swelling up and curling over to one side of it, and you just hold on tight, and each of you, one in turn. The whole cart swings up and to the side and channels down, blasting along this corner. I need each of you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm good at these too. Hell yeah,
You've
Monk.
got your ogre gauntlets.
Got my ogre gauntlets, but also monks get proficiency in this
Proficient in
apparently.
them, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's
16.
a 17.
Hemlock.
10.
I'm just here to one-up Markos in this entire time. That's all I'm doing.
It's a 17 for me and an 18 for Willow, sorry.
Fuck yeah.
And a 4 for me.
For you.
Oh,
Okay.
we're not doing well.
Yeah.
Druid squad, get
They're
it
all
together.
physical checks.
Yeah.
If I was Maple right now, I'd be crushing this.
Nute and Ashura, you feel you like hear like the ah of people
wait.
in front of you and
Yeah, sure.
like
What the heck is
lock
doing?
yourselves. He's
hello.
holding you so tight.
Ashura just rolled a natural 20. It's all good.
Nice.
Matches are
As you all go through this, Hemlock, that swing up and how then it resettles into its path. As you try and cling on tight, the switch that switch in momentum, you feel yourself rise, and the cart, and you then splash, and you are in the water. A similar thing happens to you.
Am I able to get something off before I hit the water?
You were holding on to gaseous form.
I was holding
for
on to
Markos.
gaseous form. That's
Do
not
I
what
get
I
a
want to do.
reaction?
Unless you have a
Does
specific.
anyone get reactions? If I can take an attack of opportunity when someone leaves my space, I can take a
Can you grapple
of
me?
opportunity.
Can you grapple
when...
me?
Grapple is worded as a form of attack, and so I will let you attempt that. Marigold, however, you also holding tight onto Willow rather than the sides of this. The cart swings up into one side, and you lose grip. And as you fall to the back, you roll out onto the back. I'll say Willow can also make a oh shit grab onto check. So go ahead and make just roll an attack for Willow.
Roll an attack for Willow.
You see Willow reach
bonus
out an
would I be
actual
using?
hand and pull Marigold back in,
Oh god.
and we just
Is
never
Is this
we
the
never
same
see it
bonus
again.
as my unarmed strike?
Yes.
Or is this the same bonus as ever else?
I'll say this is unarmed strike.
Would it not be an athletics check?
10 total, which I don't believe hits our druid.
Nope.
Okay, let's see.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Willow rolled a 17, so
Oh, hell yeah,
he
Willow.
grabbed me somehow.
So, like, as you're holding onto him and you like lose grip of his fur is now slick and wet, you almost fall off the back, but he like spins around and pins you to the back with his antlers, and you like in every moment can settle yourself and get back in just in time to see
Nice.
Markos go, oh fuck, as Hemlock splashes into the churning water and blackness. Ashura and Nute, you both managed to keep yourselves, like, you know, you to each other and stay tight. Hemlock,
Yes.
you in an instant are plunged into cold black water, churning all around you. You can still see faintly as you open your eyes the of the pillar, like the support pillars in this tunnel. What would you like to do? And Marigold, your cart, you can just now see, is careening towards Hemlock, who's not stopped. She's not like, you're not going to run her over, but Hemlock is now in the water.
Okay. Just give me a quick moment.
Go for it.
That's a risk. I don't think I want to do that. I'm just looking up beasts.
I have an
real
idea. I
I have an idea.
quick. Ah!
Glad you'll do, because
Why-
I can't
why
punch my
looking-
way out of this.
Yeah, well, you go while I'm looking.
Yeah.
Can I tell you my idea? I was gonna try and use a tidal wave to like lift her up and back into the cart.
Oh,
Okay. Pretty cool. Markos, what's your thought?
My idea is there anything on or in the cart that I can tie a rope to? And then I was going to trail the rope out 50 feet behind the cart and just like try and get Hemlock to grab it so I can pull her in.
In terms of inside the cart, no. I mean, you're fumbling in
Like
blackness and
handles?
darkness. Make a very speedy perception check for me. Just like an instant glance
Disadvantage
around.
because I'm in the darkness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could give you a super disadvantage, I would, but I'm not.
It's not amazing, but my perception's pretty good, so that's a 13
13.
on a 2.
The inside of the cart is barren and smooth. However, on the front and back of the cart, there's like a rail to push by physical, and there is also a hook to chain carts together.
Cool. I will quick knot rope, hook it over, and shout to Hemlock. Hemlock, try to grab this rope, and I'll throw it out backwards.
Alrighty, as the rope begins to
Relying-
sail out backwards.
Relying on Hemlock's dex is not really the
or relying
best.
on Hemlock's strength, like.
No, it's fine. If she can hold on to the rope, I can probably pull her in. Markos is not strong.
So
Yeah,
as
but
that
it's a
rope
strength check
sailed
to
through the
hold on,
darkness
wobble.
and splashes into the water, Hemlock, you are vaguely aware of a rope landing in the water around you.
I will
Marigold.
again.
Are you doing anything in response instantaneously, or staying this rope? Are you holding fire?
I will wait
Okay.
for now, but if I see it immediately not going well,
Okay.
I will do my tidal wave.
Okay. Hemlock.
I'm gonna attempt to grab this rope, and if it doesn't work, I've got something that I'm planning on doing. How deep is this water?
So this water is now filling most of this passage, which is about 5 by 10 feet. So the water is about 8. No, not 8. It's about 6 to 7 feet deep.
That's fine. Yeah, I will attempt to grab the rope.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a dexterity check for me.
17.
17. Yeah, you reach
Hell yeah.
out, and this is not a wide channel, and this rope being trailed behind this cart. You manage to reach and flail for a second. You wrap your hands around it, and you do have hold of it.
I've got a question, and it's just popped into my head. How's Lily doing?
Lily is a frog, and I think they've
She's burrowed
nuzzled
into my
right
chest.
under your
Okay,
on your person.
good. Thank you.
Sticky frog feet, just
Yeah.
stuck onto your neck.
Yeah.
You've
This
gone
is good
very,
environment for frogs.
You've gone very quiet again, David.
Sorry.
Oh,
Hello,
there you go.
hello. How's
Sorry.
this?
Yes,
That's
good.
good.
Perfect.
Cool.
So yeah, I will attempt to get my head above the water now that I have the rope, and wrapping my wrists up in this rope.
Okay.
I'm gonna reel her in if I can.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check, Markos.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
Oh, sure. This is actually quite a fun ride, you know?
I'm having a great time.
Slight whammy. Athletics, you say? Not acrobatics? That's a 14.
14, not bad, and Hemlock is not a heavy person by any means.
And the water is not working against me.
No, absolutely. It takes a couple seconds, uncomfortably long for how quickly this tunnel can change and how fast you're moving. You manage to eventually pull Hemlock, you get your arms over the side of the cart, you almost like full roll into it and like cut like soaking wet, almost splatter onto the bottom of it. Kind of breathing heavily, coughing up a little bit of water, but you didn't take on too much.
Nice.
Just in time to look up and see. Now as you like glance back and see, okay, all the carts now are fairly close together. You've all kind of bunched up slightly. There is another breaching waterfall that is cascading down, and as it crashes over you, Markos and Hemlock, you look up just in time to see the ceiling now getting closer and closer and completely submerge the tunnel. And just as you see that, there's a bang as your cart like hits the ceiling and is driven below the surface, immediately filling with water. There's a second boom as the cart is hit by the cart behind you, and again Nute and Ashura as you slam into the back, and all of you are sent reeling and sprawling as these carts effectively jam up and stop in this tunnel, and the water is driving you into this completely submerged tunnel.
I'm going to cast Polymorph on Markos.
Okay. What is he turning into?
He is turning into a... Sorry. I was looking up wild shapes, and now I need to look up another thing. So he's turning into a reef shark.
Okay. Markos becomes a shark.
Markos, you're a shark now.
A very enclosed place, because I imagine we're like
Shark
pushed
boss.
up against the surface.
Shark.
So, like, God.
Sharkos.
Like you're not like trapped in the carts now, like full of water. The carts themselves have like turned over and are starting to like tip out. So you guys can move freely and get out, but these carts themselves do not. Like they are now.
Yeah, I guess at this. Yeah.
I'm also gonna use polymorph to turn Willow into a seahorse and just like tuck him in like a little pocket or something to make sure he doesn't get lost or die.
So Markos is a reef shark, Willow is a seahorse. The rest of you, as you are being driven now completely underwater, you have the briefest second to go and take your breath, and you are now free floating. Markos, you can move with much greater ease as a shark.
I can. I'm just pulling up the stats of a reef shark right now.
Perfect. The dancing lights are still around you, illuminating now. It's like you're in a pitch. You know when you're in like a pool that has like those underwater lights, and it creates that really weird like particular effect. It's like that. Like silt is kicked up throughout this churning channel, so you have these strange gold glows screaming down this tunnel, and you can see the of these like beams until eventually.
Okay.
Marigold?
Okay. I'm like, do I want a wild shape now? Or
That's what I'm grappling with.
yeah, I'm gonna. I
Those
think I
two are
am.
still there.
I know, but do we try and swim up and cast another polymorph?
You can't. It's concentration.
So what's happening with me and Ashura, by the way?
That's up to you.
You're
What are you
also. What are you doing?
What spells does
You're in the
Ashura know?
same.
Let's find out.
Well, you're not in the same
Okay,
situation.
let me have a look at Ashura's.
A reminder: you can upcast polymorph to polymorph more than one creature.
No, it doesn't.
Can.
Say, can you? It doesn't
You
say
can.
that in the spell.
Doesn't it?
I
Polymorph.
misunderstand that.
Oh no,
It
you
doesn't
can't
say
do
it.
that.
Nope.
Doesn't say it in that. I'll double check something.
No, it doesn't come up in my like higher spell slots either.
It doesn't. No.
Huh. My mistake.
You do it. You can do it with like animal shapes, but that's like an 8th level spell.
Ashura could maybe cast Dimension Door to try and get you to somewhere that isn't
fucking, like,
underwater.
Send us forward and hope for the best.
Like, but that feels like an Ashura thing to do. Tell me that it
does,
doesn't.
to be fair.
I feel like that's what Ashura's gonna do. I feel like Ashura's gonna cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
Is this tunnel fairly straight?
I feel
for
like
now, it seems
it's-
fairly.
Yeah, so sure it could just like assume it's straight and just
Go 500
bamf
feet.
you
Yeah.
a few hundred feet
It's
forward.
500 feet. Like,
You can certainly take a
yeah.
gamble.
Ashura's gonna cast Dimension Door.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're taking Nute, and he's going 500 feet forward?
Yep.
Hey, we've established that Ashura's been holding onto Nute tightly the entire time.
Okay. This is leaning slightly into just straight chance. So I would like Meg, you're helming Ashura, so could you roll just a straight D20 for me?
Sure. That's a 5.
Oh.
5. Right. You,
This could be 4d6 force damage.
as you, Marigold, whip Willow into a seahorse and tuck him away, Hemlock, you turn Markos into a shark and take your breath as you're plunged underwater. Nute, the drow next to you just kind of grasps hold of you, draws the sword, and as he does, the air in front just whoosh, tears into a kind of shimmering purple gate, and you vanish. And immediately you are just filled with tearing
Oh
pain.
no.
There are
Oh no.
Take 18 points of force damage,
Ouch.
and there is another
Sorry.
jolt, and cold fills your senses as you are plunged back underwater. As whatever spell
I'm
did not seem to
sorry.
align with
It's fine.
an open space in a semi-ruined tunnel that is descending down far beyond sight.
I can't believe Ashura didn't know where to teleport us in this situation. Fucking says he comes from the Underdark. Okay.
Now, as you are all now plunged underwater, those of you who are not, you who don't have a swimming speed or can breathe underwater, so I think it's everyone apart from Markos, I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw. The cold, battering water, even holding yourself straight, is a terrible exertion of physical energy to swim and hold your position in this water.
14?
You feel muscles
18.
18.
I
nice.
believe that Willow can also breathe underwater right
Yes,
now.
he can.
Willow's fine.
I can breathe underwater. just not very
15.
15, okay. Markos, Nute, and Ashura.
Oh, Ashura.
Markos can breathe underwater.
Markos is
I'm a
fine.
shark.
Cool. You are shark.
Ashura got a dirty 20,
Nute got a 14.
so he's fine.
You got a 14. All right. You're actually... Your muscles begin to burn, all of you, but you keep your lips sealed as you're trying to fight and just keep, at this point, just keep away from the edges as each, like, post goes past. You feel another, like, turning, sweeping as the waters are just carrying you. Eventually, it begins to come down and you can finally catch a breath as the water level begins to descend and you see this tunnel go and then you see blackness begin to open up at the end.
Oh no!
I got this! I got
Yes!
this!
Yes,
I got
you
this!
do! You do!
As
What are you
we get to the edge of the tunnel, I'm gonna cast Featherfall on everyone.
Perfect.
I can do it with
Hell
5
yeah.
people.
I'm gonna, as soon as I think we're just about to, like, reach that breach of the water, I'm gonna drop the polymorph on Markos so he's not just suffocating as a
Oh
shark.
yeah, I will.
Alrighty.
I am not gonna do that on Willow yet
Okay.
because I can't cast Featherfall on him. I can
hey,
only do
you
it
know
on
what?
5
You
people.
do have a monk in your party as well, though.
Yeah, you have a monk with Slowfall.
That's
And-
true.
and you
I
would
will
know that.
I will unpolymorph Willow then and cast it on him instead of Nute.
You all, the water is just churning and pulling, and you are completely losing any control at this point. You begin to feel the floor meet you. Luckily, any tracks and wooden sleepers of this railway are long gone, because a relatively smooth stone floor begins to meet you as you are now just sliding. And then a descent hits you, open and wide. A cavern begins to spread open. Your light does not reach the edges until you can hear and feel cold, slightly sweet wind pushing up against you. You cast Featherfall as you all get a little bit of air as you fall away from the water up into the air, and slow. You all eventually come to a rest on this slight incline, and you can just see at the end of your vision with your dancing lights around you. Like a slightly slanting hole. It comes from above, it seems split above and continues down into the ground, maybe 60 feet, 70 feet across, just a void that descends into the black. You see dark grey stone around, you see rails from this minecart go up to a structure. I'm going to kill it back into it. You see a structure in front of you. The rail of this minecart actually splits into several tracks, which all go and meet up with this structure. Maybe 40 feet wide, a pair of massive, completely rusted over iron gears, like large wheels, teeth protruding from them, connected to these large mechanisms. You see a set of chains attached to various points in the walls go over a set of pulleys mounted by suspended wires, some of them quite also covered in rust. And a large platform in the middle of this structure. And as you see a pair of toothed tracks begin to descend down this incline. Incredibly steep, some form of elevator that descends into the black.
Ooh.
And that, as we come across 8:30, is where we'll take our break. Congrats everyone for not dying to the death.
That was wild.
It was really
That
fun.
was
Markos
intense.
would have said as much when they landed.
Yeah.
There is one thing I have noticed in that Snowfall will only reduce the damage by 60 feet, or 60 points.
60 points.
But
The
I have a possible idea on how to maybe reduce that.
This was less an issue of taking damage from the fall of like coming out of this tunnel and onto this incline. It was more about slowing yourselves so that you don't go shooting off the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so it's not really much of a drop. It's
yeah,
like
it's
tunnel, incline, but
I mean,
we
it's
would
like-
have just gone like,
tunnel
Whereas-
incline widens so that it's no longer like a full tunnel of water. The water spreads out into
Yeah.
like a thinner sheet of still fast but less dragging you off the cliff kind of force.
Oh, okay,
it's
yeah,
less of a
that's
case of plummeting to our deaths and more a case
Yeah.
of just being like cheese grated against a rough, rocky
Yeah.
floor.
fine. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the mixture of Featherfall and Snowfall, you like slow that down a bit enough so that you don't fall when you hit this wet, slippery ground.
I'm just picturing the image of shooting off the edge of it just being like a gnome, a jackalope, a dwarf, a drow, a half-orc, and a shark. Just
Just
Beautiful.
Not even a jackalope.
Alrighty.
There's a tiny seahorse.
that then goes into a jackalope.
If that ain't the most fucking D&D mental image, I don't know what is. Like, fucking
amazing.
minecart tunnel, flooded with water, ejects you over an abyss. It's just like, whoop, 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 shark. Boom, rabbit. I love it. That's so
Oh
fucking
god.
stupid. Beautiful. All right.
Beautiful.
We are going to go for our break now. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming back and joining us here this new year. For everyone who has joined us for the first time, welcome. We love you. If
Welcome.
you're enjoying, tell your friends, bring them in, follow the love.
Yeah.
As you can see on our screen, all of our Twitter handles should be in front of you, so if you want to follow us and you haven't already, we're there. All the links to our socials and stuff to follow us throughout the week and be up to date with what's going on with us and streams and stuff is down below. If you are brand new to us, that I think serves as a pretty decent introduction. We're Chasing Tales. We play D&D every Thursday in my homebrew setting of Advantos. We play mini arcs of other TTRPGs and one-shots and one-page RPGs and stuff, usually every other Monday. We have some things coming in the works related to cyberpunky things. So yeah, if you're enjoying this so far, if you enjoyed these wonderful, wonderful people, my players, go follow them and keep in touch for stuff that's coming up. In this half an hour break to get some water, to go to the bathroom, to give someone a shoulder rub if you can, because if you have the ability, now's the time to do it. Do any of you wonderful people have anything to plug, to mention that you're in, to bring to everyone's attention?
A hydrate was redeemed.
Hydrate.
That's the first thing.
From Tal.
Thank you, Tal.
Wait, make a sure we're all hydrated.
Tal keeping us hydrated today.
thank you, Tal.
Thank you.
I haven't really spoken to him much, but I spoke to him a bit today, and he's lovely.
Right.
Tal's great.
As far as things to promote, myself and Meggie are hopping between two very intense campaigns right now. next Wednesday at 9
last
p.m. UK
session.
time is the last session of the Midnight Path, which is our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle over with Witch and Craft games.
It's so
Ah, boy.
intense right now.
Uh,
It's so intense right now, you guys.
If you want a quick elevator pitch, last session we had a dance song private show in a jazz club that got stage dived by giant flesh zombie things. And
Vampire coup.
Vampire coup. I ate a man. I fully ate him. And I'm now covered in blood, and we're going to the big final showdown. Join us there if you can. It's going to be absolutely insane. And then
Whole dude.
I didn't eat a whole dude. I ate his insides, and then I hid inside his body when there was a helicopter shooting at us.
Vampire the Masquerade.
I mean, I've heard of body bags, but
Yeah. Join us over at Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv.
Yeah, where are you, Hoth?
Witch and Craft Games. Twitch.tv.
Yeah, go
on Wednesday at 9 p.m. UK time.
go follow them on your break. They're great.
Perfect.
They make great stuff. So cool.
Any other pluggy bits for anyone aside from Witch and Crafty bits? Going once, going twice, going for a break. We'll be back in half an hour here, guys. Go get yourself some water. Go give someone a hug. Go,
Get your
if you're having
snacks.
fun, go bring a friend and tell them, hey guys, wow, go to Underdark and it's so fun. And bring them in on love. So we'll see you guys back here in half an hour.
thanks everybody.
Video.
See you soon.
Bye.
Hey.
Hello.
Are we actually
Hey.
on?
We are.
Are we good?
Hello.
Are we good?
We are good.
Maybe.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry that break was a little longer than we initially anticipated. Twitch was having some problems.
Twitch exploded.
Yeah, it did. It's out of our control, but I think we're back for now. And if not, don't worry. The VOD will be going up for this on Twitch and later on the video on YouTube. So don't worry about it.
It's all
You'll
good.
see all of
You'll
it.
see us eventually.
But for now, Soulguard. As you all come skidding to a halt, your feet wet, all of you wet, you were submerged in cold running water, bruised and battered and physically exhausted, your muscles burning from fighting your way through the churning, rapid flowing river that filled that underground passage. You find yourselves now overlooking this drop-off, this shaft that descends into absolute blackness. With this large construction, large geared wheels mounted on a set of tracks which descends steeply, almost vertically, down this shaft. You see the water still running as it spreads out from the closed tunnel behind you, and a sweet, slightly warm wind rushes up to meet you. You can only just gain a concept of the immense size of this place from the fact that you can't see most of it. With your dancing lights from Ashura and Marigold, you can just about see the walls of this void which drops, which is maybe 70 or so feet across, and extends far beyond what you can see. For now, what would you guys like to do?
I've just been giggling for the past minute and a half at the word shaft. I'm so sorry.
You are a child. You're my child, and I love you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
So,
Are
as
we all
the five
okay?
of you...
Everyone okay?
Oh,
Not hurt too bad, Hemlock. I heard you get the. Do you want me to do that?
I'm. Oh,
Killings.
thank you.
oh.
It's okay. You've been spending spell slots.
I
So
do.
I'll
I have.
spend
Thank
spell
you. I
slots.
appreciate it.
Let me roll. You took a fair whack, so I'll give you a second level.
Oh. That was a lot of fun.
14.
14. Oh, I'm on one away from full.
Nice.
Marigold also
That
just
was
over
fun.
here with an also bonked head, like.
I didn't
I have
think
way
you'd
more.
get bonked.
I have way more hit points than
That's
Hemlock.
true,
It's
you
fine.
have-
Yeah, you do.
Alrighty.
I
You
will
guys
hand
are-
out. I will hand out good berries though.
Aw.
Nice.
And we all
Just
gain
'cause,
1
you
hit
know.
point. Hemlock, you're on full again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will get 1 hit point.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Satisfying.
So, as that in this large cavern, you have this descent, you have this apparatus in front of you, this strange construction in front of you. What would you guys like to do?
Shall we take a look? This looks like the way down?
I think.
Do you think this thing can move? Ashura, you came up this way. Was it this way or a different way?
I didn't take this thing. I think I recognize this shaft.
Shaft?
I think I followed lots of steps. It was a bit of a blur. I think there may be other tunnels which descend down, but I'm not quite sure how they link up with this one.
But you recognize this shaft.
I have been known. Once I see a shaft, I never forget it.
I thought so. Shall we take a look at the apparatus? Do you want to? If it can move, it looks like a platform. It might be the way down. Here, Ashura, come with me. I'll help you investigate.
We.
We.
And I would like to
Ashura has
stand and
plus
watch
2 to
Ashura until he
investigation.
makes an investigation check. At which point I will assist him.
Cool.
He has a little plus 2, so.
Nice.
Oh, that's it's a 13.
13.
With advantage?
Yeah,
No.
This thing
it
definitely.
was an 11 and a 7.
This thing definitely moved at some point. You can
Oh.
see where like the tracks line up from the minecart tunnel that you came down and splits into 2 like parts where you can see on it there's actually a minecart on this thing. You can see these massive like toothy geared wheels which rest and kind of sit on these toothy tracks which
Hydraulic.
descend down. Quite right. So very easily you can tell, yeah, this thing is some form of elevator that would at some point have moved. You do not understand, Ashura does not understand, nor Relay, exactly how it works or the mechanics behind it. You can see across it, there's like, on one side, there's like a couple consoles, like desks with like dials and levers and things. Yeah, there are. Yeah, you're not entirely certain on the functionality of these different levers and things, but this thing did move at some point, and there is a host of controls in front of you.
Can
Water
I
still
take a
flows
look down?
the incline. Yeah, good.
Can I take a look at the incline, see if there are like steps or anything carved into it?
There do appear to be, like there appears to be kind of rough-hewn like divots into the stone like steps that like water is like running down. They're a bit small, and that the toothed track that these kind of gear wheels rest in could offer some purchase. You see these wheels kind of seem like the track and like the wheels are almost like rusted together. Not like, I mean, like, you know, you saw the wheels on the carts break and start to move again, but yeah, like there are things which you could use to climb down without falling, though you have no idea how deep this goes or how long a walk that could be.
What do we think, team?
Let's just hit a level.
Can I
and see
go
what-
and have a look at like the controls and stuff and see if there's an obvious like lever or go button or whatever?
Sure. Make a I'll say make an investigation check, but this will be the last like investigation check of this kind.
Yeah.
That I'll allow, because Ashura did a slightly more general one than that, but a similar
Yeah.
one.
I'll give you guidance, Marigold.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Little D4.
Little D4.
Makes no fucking difference. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
Guidance is cursed.
You find. Okay. Are you all on board this platform having a look around?
Yes.
Or are you like tentatively like one at a time?
Why do you ask,
I'm on
Andrew?
the platform.
I'm
Definitely on the platform.
I am not on it.
I
You're
mean,
not on
if
it.
I'm looking at the controls, I guess I'm on it, right?
Yeah. All right. There is a moment, like when you're looking among these things, and there seems to be one like big lever. And as you're looking around, you don't really understand what these dials and things mean. There are some like smaller like little levers and stuff. And you keep looking at this big one. And you grasp it with your little gnome hand, and it's very stiff. And as it has like safety bits on it.
Clamps,
You-
yeah.
Yeah, you squeeze that, and there's a. And it
Oh, no.
definitely moved something mechanical on the construct, but nothing moves.
Do you guys want to get on just in case?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Nute's just gonna like toddle over and be like, so wait, what did you do?
I just pulled the
What's
big lever.
all of this?
I'll go step on.
Cool.
Can I
I
just
don't
have
know
a
if there's
quick...
like a
Oh, sorry, go on.
big red button or something.
It would make things a lot easier.
Yeah. I thought it would be the big lever, but apparently not.
It sounded like something moved. Was it like, I don't know, like you see carts sometimes have like a brake? I don't know if it was like that.
Yeah.
Like a parking brake.
It seems like maybe this thing hasn't moved for a while, so it might be a bit rusted.
I jump up and down a few times on it.
Yeah.
Don't like you're fucking rolling.
As you jump a couple times, you get the impression like this thing is very heavy. This is a massive platform with like cart. There's like a steel cart on it, big metal like reinforcements around it, massive cogged wheels. Your jumping is not a massive shift in its weight. There is, however, a slight. And you hear like the skittering as like a small like sheet of rust falls away from one of the large wheels, and on one side there's a slight.
Oh.
I'm gonna do something real chaotic right now, guys.
Do it.
I
do
think
it.
Willow, seeing Markos jump up and down, is gonna emulate
Okay.
and do little bunny hops on the spot.
Aww.
I like the idea that I like just go like, badoof, badoof, and Willow comes up and is like, oh, playtime, and starts like jumping up at Markos, like trying to like play and wrestle with him.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Puts his big bunny paws on your shoulders. Like,
Aww.
No, they're dancing. What are the rest of you guys doing? Hemlock and Nute, what are you guys up to? So you've seen Hemlock kind of, you've seen Marigold pull this lever and heard this clunk of something moving on this thing. You've seen Markos start to jump and a slight as this thing has shifted in some way.
so it's
So you've
good.
noticed that shift.
Maybe it's just stuck.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. Should I just punch the floor?
Maybe punch the cogwheel. See if you can get it to turn. Like punch it in a forward direction.
I mean, I could
Wait.
give it a shot.
Hang on. Cogwheel. The turning. Punch it in a backward direction. Right?
Do you mean an elbow?
No, I mean like punch it with your fist, but you know when the cog turns, you've seen gnomish craft cogwheels. They go the opposite.
Oh.
Never mind.
Pat him on the shoulder.
Anyway,
Sometimes it
Markos.
troubles me that Jordan is so good at being dumb.
I feel like slowly but surely the rest of the party is understanding why Hemlock doesn't bother with the corrections.
Yeah.
But I feel like Marigold is still gonna try half the time. She
Yeah,
wants
still
to
has
help.
learn. She still has to learn. Nute, are you punching the
Yes.
the cogwheel? Okay. It's not difficult to hit. You only have to roll some damage for me.
Alrighty, that's 1d8. 7 damage.
7 damage. As your fist. Ow! You punched a block of metal.
Hey, I punched that big old mech before.
Yeah, and that also
fine.
hurt. But there is like
Shaking
another
times is good.
there's like small flakes of rust,
Oh.
and there's another. It's like you hear metal begin to strain against itself.
Now the other side. We need to get them to line up.
Alright, run over to the other side. Do
Run,
the same
run,
thing.
run.
Boom! Easy enough. Another. The wheels begin to turn and with each turn, and they get faster and faster.
Okay, that's how fast these things usually go.
As these gears are going grinding through, and there's like occasionally and like a piece. You see like one of the teeth of one of the gears rust and pings off and flies and sinks into the wall and like skitters off into the darkness. What are you guys up to?
Maybe
This seems unsafe.
Will it slow us down?
I'll like push the lever back to where
As
it was.
you go to push it back, it immediately slams back against you.
Ah!
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna
Let's help.
see if I can grab a hold of. I'll grab a hold of Nute and Ashura, and I'm gonna prep a wild shape.
Okay. You get them close together and begin to focus the magic and get it ready just in case.
Yeah.
I cast jump on myself.
Yes.
Okay. Marigold?
I think Ashura
Mm-hmm.
is going to prepare fly.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'll just keep a hold of Nute.
Yes.
Okay. It seems to have reached its maximum speed for now. You guys are all kind of like just about standing steady on this thing that is rocketing downwards. You see the walls of this tunnel going from like darker grey to slightly lighter grey, and you can hear again now like that lever that you're standing next to like banging against, and it begins to occur to you that was perhaps the break. And yeah, for now it is just blasting downwards. You guys have prepared these kind of just in case spells and things. What are you guys doing?
Positioning
Just
myself
fucking ride in this wave.
near an edge
Yeah.
so my newly in-jumpened self can leap off at a moment's notice.
Okay.
I am also preparing a wild shape. I realized I said what Ashura was doing, but not me.
Okay. As you guys do this, immediately like it feels like the tunnel gets way more claustrophobic. As you're going down, a tearing sound fills your ears, and the whole elevator abruptly slows, not to a stop, but it decelerates as you just see like grayish white. The dancing lights that are following you are struggling to keep up, and you see as you look up, these are maybe drifting like 100, 120, 130 feet behind you, trying to keep up. You see just webs.
Oh
Filling the
no!
space as you're like down as it's tearing through webs. There's like a sprinkling down upon you. Things begin to land on you, like slowly, like because they're falling in a little bit faster than you are. They land on you, and as you look down, you're being rained on by tiny white and blue creatures. Unmoving. This like snow, and as you look closer, there are these tiny, little bluish, like blue and white, like spheres. No bigger than the end of your little finger.
No!
What are you guys doing? If anything, or you just continue to ride ahead?
no!
I don't like that at all.
Can I?
I hate this.
Are these like little dead spiders?
They're little eggs.
They're eggs.
Go ahead and make a nature or arcana check for me.
They're eggs.
Nature or I'm gonna go with nature. Not very good. Yeah, not very good. That's a 6.
Oh boy.
6? Not really sure.
Um,
Could be eggy things, not really sure what of.
Oh god, I don't
It's
like
it's
it.
like bugs, right? It's like little bug things.
ooh.
Can we pop one?
So
Yeah,
Don't pop it!
considering
No!
considering Nute has been in this in the Underdark at least, do I recognize them?
Again, make a nature or arcana check.
Okay, I'll do a nature check.
This is all while wind is
'Cause-
rushing past you
Hey,
now,
fun
webs
thing.
encroaching around you.
Nute is now proficient in nature, and it's the
Hey!
only int skill that he's proficient in.
Hey!
Oh hell yeah! I rolled a 19, so that's a 22.
Nice.
I
These
finally
things
don't
are-
have a negative.
These things are fairly rare, sometimes sought after as things to be trained and used to guard places. You've never seen the eggs before, but webs and this blue and white coloration makes you think of phase spiders.
Mm.
Markos, quick! Open up your bag of holding. We can make so much money.
Okay.
No!
As you have this realization and look towards Marcus with this idea, a movement flickers at the corner of your eye.
No.
Glance up, you can see, just like skittering between the dancing lights, flickering in and out of sight, almost as if it's vanishing completely and then reappearing somewhere else. You can see a massive, 15 or so foot wide, spindly creature going
Oh.
like sprinting down its legs,
That was horrifying.
Ugh.
like climbing and sprinting after you down the webs, like spiraling as parts of the webs have been torn away completely, sprinting after you, not quite keeping pace, but seemingly following you. The webs
like
begin to
this.
give way. Your craft begins to speed up a little bit, but as you glance, you can see the wheels are now caked in webs. The areas around the axles and the moving components at the sides of this thing and beneath it are covered in webs, which are slightly slowing it down. You begin to smell a horrible burning smell as some of these moving parts begin to burn and singe the webs, which begin to filter away, and sparks begin to trail up behind you. At this point, the lighting, as the dancing lights come down, illuminate as the spider like lets go of the web and falls,
No.
and then vanishes from sight.
Ah! I don't like
The
it.
lights continue to follow, and you see the walls have changed now. From the light grey stone, they're now more of a mottled brown and pink, slightly shinier. And you see tendrils.
Yay!
You see tendrils like vines and moss coat the walls. You see slightly like small patches that glow in little blooms of orange and green and pink. The craft is still pushing through, and now there are occasionally bumps. Like one of these wheels goes over something. As you glance down across the edge, you see now plant matter of some kind, massive roots or vines, have overtaken this space. The craft begins to have more of these bumps, blasting through, breaking these vines and tendrils. Is there anything that you guys would like to do as the path begins to get bumpier?
I'm good.
Welcome
how-
to the meat cave.
Welcome back to
everyone.
the meat cave. How like wide and big is the tunnel that we're currently going down?
60 to 70 feet wide.
Oh, fine.
diameter.
I'm gonna wait until what I think is effectively the last second before I do it. And then as soon as the thing becomes too stable to remain standing on, I will wild shape and I will keep Nute in my claws as a big giant eagle.
Okay. Alrighty. You guys begin to feel more of these bumps as the tracks are slightly blocked, until that reaches a point almost like a circular diaphragm has filled this place, and the whole cart, this whole elevator goes down this shaft, there's a jolt, and all of you are like thrown to the ground, but it keeps moving. It doesn't quite stop enough. It tears through this this membrane and keeps moving. Hemlock, as you like bring out your wings in giant eagle form, you separate from this, carrying Nute. Was it just Nute or Nute and Ashura?
No, because Ashura had fly prepared, so just Nute.
Okay. You have Nute in your talons. You've separated, and you can see this elevator continue to go down. You keep pace?
I'm keeping pace, or I probably can't keep pace, but I'm keeping up with it. I have a fly speed of 80 feet, so
you can free fall.
Yeah, I will follow it. I will follow it.
Cool. You keep yourself traveling down. Another set of this membrane comes up. No, go ahead.
Am I able to take a look to see if I can see any more of these crawling things?
Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
I do with advantage. The eagle has keen sight, so it's a straight roll.
Yeah, straight roll. Okay.
I was about to do something similar. So I'll wait to see if you see it.
Is a perception 24.
24. You turn your eagle eyes up to glance back behind you and to look beyond and see that another kind of barrier of this membrane has filled the space. There are gaps in it. It's this strange, like, it looks almost like piled organs have filled a tube, part like the roots of a tree filling a space between rocks. Kind of both. But as you look around, nothing else seems to be moving down there, and as you look up, along the wall, there's nothing. Blank. And then there is a slight soft grey flash of light, and this gigantic 15-foot so wide spider with a massive, like, bulbous abdomen, which is like riding and kind of pulsating almost as it sprints down. You see on its back riding are several figures. Fuck. So feet tall each. A couple of them strapped onto this thing. You see one of them like wielding some kind of spear-ish thing, like calling out, and you vaguely hear a very faint as these things above seem to be communicating somehow.
Am I able to make out anything about the figures beyond the fact that they're vaguely humanoid?
You can make a very, very speedy nature check.
That's
Medium size.
Medium size.
I just realized there's no way for you to tell us that you can see these things.
I can't. I can make a big noise, but that's the part. That's it. That's a 23.
23. This comes
Just
down to
turn
more
near and face
your
them.
reading of distant stories from the occasional book that would get tossed among the pirates. Deep underground, there are stories of the Hakuri and their affiliation with spiders, and some make stories up about the evil Hakuri following an evil spider. Most of those are fairy tales, like those are fiction. There are, however, creatures that do avidly follow spiders, as if spiders, like the same way that surface dwellers keep cattle. Those are eticaps, a race of sentient humanoids that live in the Underdark and sometimes the Goredark, that are very strongly affiliated with spiders. And you have just torn straight through their entire webs and apparently a nest.
This is gonna be a super fun time.
I can't like communicate this, but I'm gonna like give out a big like caw screech.
Just like flip your head back.
Like flipping my head back as best I can, and I'm gonna do like kind of almost like a slow barrel roll to so Nute can like see just for a few seconds, and then carry on free falling.
Perfect. You guys are still faster than they are for now.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question. How far away are they?
200-300 feet. Like you can't really see them apart from when occasionally one of these dancing lights trailing behind you like drifts near enough to them.
Okay.
Which adds to the horrible nature of like their vanishing and reappearing.
Yeah. I don't like it. Okay. Nute is Can I attack while I'm being carried by Hemlock?
Depending on what you were doing, potentially.
It's one of my monk things I wanna prepare what's called the Searing Sunburst, which is like an action thing.
Mm-hmm.
To do. It's basically a radiant fireball kind of deal.
What's
I
the
want
range
to. It's 150 foot range. I want to prepare, like, have that ready, so as soon as they come within range, you can fucking throw one of those.
Okay, good to know. As you guys are continuing to hurtle downwards, those of you who are now, you've seen Hemlock convert to this giant eagle form and fly above and claw out as this thing is seemingly still following you. You see another set of this kind of membrane covering the tunnel, and again there's a slam, and you're like sent almost to your knees as the whole thing decelerates, and it seems to tear through one last time. But you see on the left-hand side, the cog wheel is loose slightly. It's wobbling and oscillating and begins to, and it's rattling. The whole platform is shuddering. Looking across the edge, you see this, like, the hole that you just punched through this spider, and it's the thing's riding it, hurtle down past it as well. You see it, like, once it comes down, does a bit of a backflip, and a piece of web attaches to it, and it just begins lowering after you, sinking down a little bit faster. Not quite catching up to be within range yet of your Nute, but it's getting closer. The rest of you, is there anything that you'd like to do?
Do we see any more of those membranes coming up?
As you glance over, for a second, no. And then, yep.
Right. I don't think this thing will survive another impact. What are we doing? Hemlock. How high up is Hemlock from me?
That's up to you, Hemlock.
I'm gonna be the like 30, 40 odd feet up. Not too far.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you trying to jump to me?
I mean,
I can understand you.
If
Like,
you're like falling down, I can probably catch you. You can probably catch me. Like that.
yeah, I can understand you as well currently. I just can't communicate that.
I am also probably going to wild shape.
Yeah.
So
Marigold's also there.
if you wanna come with me instead of trying to jump to someone, then that's also an option.
Me and David are just artillery in this fight, just like do, flying around the battlefield.
Yeah.
So what do you do, guys?
Do it.
I think beast form and flying us down is probably an idea.
Cool. Yeah, in that case, I am going to wild shape into a...
Eagles are the strongest. Giant eagles are strongest. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
I was thinking eagle.
Yeah.
That's
what I
so
currently am.
I'm also gonna go giant eagle, and I will pick up Markos and Willow
Okay.
in both of my claws.
You grab your friends. Go ahead.
And I guess Ashura will set off his fly so he can fly.
Perfect.
This only lasts up to 10 minutes though, so...
Alrighty. You all take to wing and to arcane flight as you, still keeping pace with this thing, stay a little bit like off of the platform as you see that one wheel begin to... And eventually there is another one of those as it crashes through the last one, and that final wheel disconnects completely, and it goes spiraling off. I need Hemlock.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please make a dexterity saving throw as an eagle?
Yep. Give me just a moment.
Giant eagles are pretty dexy, guys.
The eagle has good stats. Dex saving throw.
Yep.
16.
16, okay.
Nice.
15, sorry. 15.
15, okay.
I misread my dice.
You take 20 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh!
as you manage to avoid a direct impact from this thing, but this giant cold wheel flies away from the apparatus, bounces off the wall, and clips one of your wings.
I'm still an eagle. Just
Giant eagles don't have that much HP.
They
It's
have-
like
they-
20. It's
they have
26, you
26,
guys.
so
Okay. You manage to avoid them. Like, this thing is like coming straight for your torso, like a spinning
God.
circular saw. You like screech out and pull to one side, and it clips your wing, and it tears feathers and into your muscle. But you manage to keep an eagle form and keep your flight straight. The actual platform itself, the membranes here seem thicker. These aren't just the same kind of like thin barriers you've gone through before. It like seems to crash and slow and buckle until it eventually grinds to a halt. You can see where it has stopped is like a thick... It is like the entire tunnel has shrunk into this very tight tunnel, a passageway that is slick and glistening as the dancing lights have caught up with you now and illuminating this close space. And you can see it's a mixture of like dense, almost like spongy, greyish material with like orange and pink and blue veins close to the surface that glow ever so slightly.
icky.
That's a quick sign
Would you
being,
like-
Riona, you've been given advantage.
Oh,
By Tal.
thank you, Tal. You're the best.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Are we still being chased?
As you glance up, it looks like they haven't given up just yet. Which means, Nute, as you kind of stop as this whole elevator crashes to a halt, the spider and its riders following above do come within range of your radiantly sunburst thing. What does that look like and what does it do?
They, so it's going to do damage, and I'm gonna be, I said the music down for 20 because I got, there we go. My brain is struggling to think. So,
Perfectly fine.
let's see. Yes, so I'm going to be spending 3 key points to increase the damage of this thing to 8d6. They need to make a con save
Oh,
DC 14.
Jesus.
It is a 20-foot radius.
That will get all of them for sure. What kind of save was it again?
Con save DC 14.
Con save DC 14.
There's 8d6.
Oh, fucker.
It is
The
going to be-
spider fails.
Radiant damage.
Okey-dokey. The spider failed. It rolled a 4.
One more d6. It's okay, I have some.
1 success. Obviously 2 success. 1 failure. So.
Okay. So, Nute turns around, sees the spider and he's sleeping on top, and is like, shit, gotta do something. And so he brings his hands together, channels that key energy. You see the elven tattoos sort of flare up with a greenish golden light, and the energy seems to trickle down into his hands as it just kind of grows and grows and grows, and then compresses into this tiny little dot, which he just seems to flick out towards them. And then as it hits him, it just... basically a big old fucking flare just went off in their face. Yeah. And they are going to take... so that's... 12, 17, 20, 24, 25, 26... Oh, that's 3 ones there. 26 radiant damage. Halved to 13 for those who... Oh wait, hold on. If they save, they take no damage.
Okay. So 26 to this guy.
I would like to shout out and thank the cognitive merchant for this particular ball of radiant light.
Well, to be fair, the Ball of Radiant Light itself is a class ability. The tattoos just add a nice flair to it.
Fair.
So still,
We're gonna
still,
shout out and
thank you for the Cognitive Merchant, for the sick-ass aesthetics, you know? Aesthetics are important.
It's true.
You, as you all in your various ways come to a slowed, safe halt as your elevator has reached its destination, water still trickles down around you, and you see it getting lit up as this flare shoots up and detonates. There is a very like a mixed yell of pain and from the spider as it reels slightly from this blast. And as you have all your eyes reattuned to the darkness and glance back up, it seems like it's still coming and is lowering itself on its web. Its web seems to have broke, but as the channel has become so much smaller, it relatively quickly manages to get its legs back on and continues sprinting towards you.
I'm gonna make sure I turn so Markos has a good shot.
Okay. I need you guys to go ahead and roll some initiative for me.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Let's go.
I gotta do Eagle initiative.
Oh shit! New map,
Ooh.
new map, new map.
New map. I got a 7.
The order is already there, so you just need to just look at the order and type stuff in.
Okay. I will roll for me. I will roll for Ashura. I will roll for Willow.
I'm guessing I roll this with advantage because I've got that thing as advantage on the next roll, isn't it, from Tao?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
As you roll it with the Eagle's Dex, I think, right?
I do, yeah, thank you.
Nice.
That's great.
Nice.
No, I can't do much as Eagle, but...
Yeah, you can fuck them up.
You can poop.
You can always just
Poop.
drop me down. Please don't poop until you drop me down.
No, I mean, like, if we're free falling, like, I'm sure eagles can fall faster than their own poop. If they really wanted to.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Like, for this, I'm basically saying you guys can be pretty much whatever height you'd like to be. Imagine that this whole thing is crashed at the bottom and there's, like, fungus all around. Essentially, this is, like, a very rough, like, bottom of this tube, and there is, like, an orifice that departs. That you can see, like, the water that is, like, glistening and coming down in slow sheets. It seems to kind of funnel through at the bottom.
There is too many
Okay.
sexual innuendos in this session, I swear to God.
I can't edit Ashura's initiative, but he got a 17.
Ah, yeah, because it's not your thing.
17.
I don't even know if orifice is that sexual. It's just
It was orifice and then it
Wild.
was glistening and, like...
I mean,
As a writer, these are
glistening
just-
orifice is pretty sexual.
I just think that you two have filthy minds.
glistening
Maybe
orifice.
so!
I'm gay, Jordan. What do you want from me?
Fair.
I've given you control of the show, Meg, so you should be able to control
Oh, thank
all of that
you.
stuff.
The thing is, Meg,
Cool,
you
he's
can
like-
say that anytime you want. And I'm not going to argue with you. I can't confirm or deny it. Like...
Okay, Ashura's like flying
Sorry.
around. I've got Markos and Willow with me.
Yes.
I'm gonna put
Oh,
myself
me
on
and
Nute.
Me and Hemlock should be big boys,
We are
right?
big. We are both large right now.
Yeah, just make yourselves. Oh, I don't need to do that.
We
I
can't
think
do
you
that.
have to
You
do that.
yeah.
Marigold, Chunk,
Chonk!
Big boy.
Hemlock,
Big medical.
Chunk. Alrighty, with that, doot. As you guys all like flap and slow yourselves, Ashura flies himself down towards this now crashed platform, and you see this spider and its riders coming to the end of its descent as it clambers down these sloped walls of this chamber. Willow, what would Willow like to do?
Willow got the best initiative.
Willow's on it.
I mean, there's not much Willow can do right now, bless him. He's just sort of in my claw. So...
You've
Willow-
gone very, very
Willow-
quiet
Yeah,
again,
okay,
David.
You're very quiet at the moment.
Willow can take the dodge action.
There we go.
He can. Can Willow use the help action?
Yeah. Technically, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Willow will use the help action, I guess.
To
On-
help you what?
By
Doing what?
what? Okay, what he's gonna do? He's gonna give the help action to Markos by like flailing around in front of him to distract them so they can't see Markos.
Okay. Make a performance check for Willow.
Performance. Is
Go
that
on,
a
Willow.
charisma check?
You've got this.
How
It's charisma.
charismatic
It
is
charisma.
this rabbit?
I mean, he has a -3 to charisma.
Ah,
Oh
fine.
no.
It'll be fine.
He's a rabbit.
It'll be fine.
I think rabbits can be very charismatic.
Cacked. that's a 6.
Okay. Willow, like, with a very advanced line of logic for a rabbit, starts kicking and flailing and trying to gather their attention.
He's spent enough time in these fights that he knows that Markos is a good boy.
Yeah.
Also, doesn't Willow have actually quite high int?
He's got pretty high wisdom. Not
He's
Ian.
got pretty high wisdom. He doesn't have super high int. But he's learned from experience, which I think is a good wisdom, you know.
I'm gonna say in this instance that doesn't give Markos the help action.
Oh, rip.
I'm afraid.
I'm sorry. He tried.
He tried. It was a good idea.
Was
would
it?
I like to move it? You can drop him at any time you like.
I think he's probably safer with me right now
Just
rather
yeet him
than on
down
the
the orifice.
floor.
What can go wrong?
Oh God. Yeet him down the orifice is not a thing I want to hear ever again.
You're suffering today.
Yeah. No, I think he's just gonna like chill in the claw for now.
In the claw. All right. With that, Hemlock, it is your turn. You are in eagle form with Nute in your hands. What would you like to do?
Okay.
Can drop me if you want.
I can. How up is this? How high up is this spider?
This spider is like basically it's on the ground. Like it is like clambered down the walls and has arrived here.
I'm gonna put Nute down then. Basically where he is.
Cool.
And I'm gonna fly on over to the spider. Specifically to the spider, and I'm gonna make a multi-attack with my beak and with my talons. First one is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And the second is higher than that.
Also hits.
So that is... Do it like this. So it is 8 points of piercing damage, and then 10 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
And I bite and then a slash.
Your talons and beak punch through the exoskeleton of its strange white and blue spindly legs.
About here, not too high off the ground, about kind of 5-10 feet up the ground.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, I have no bonus actions.
Already, it is the spider's turn. It's also Ashura's turn next, Meg, just so you're aware to think about what he would like to do, if anything. He can go hide if you need, that's fine. With that, the giant spider, however, is going to look at these various eagles, and he's going to... Let's say... Hemlock.
Yes.
You're flying around it, it wheels around to you, and its large abdomen, it stilts up on its legs, its abdomen reaches up underneath, and a massive spray of web fires towards you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
18.
18, you
Oh,
succeed.
hell yeah.
This jet of thick, sticky web blasts past you, and you manage to swoop to one side as this splooge just hits the wall instead.
Not the moist orifice.
No, the white splooge doesn't hit the orifice.
It fires the white splooge up the shaft into the glistening orifice.
It coats the insides of these glistening tunnels. I get
Welcome
it.
to Andrew's Meat Cave.
Stop!
It does, however, then reel back around and reach up with its large mandibles to try and bite at you. I rolled a 17 to hit you.
Hit.
Does that hits? All right. In which case, you will take.
If it's... Yeah.
Things and stuff. And could you please make a Constitution saving throw?
Con save is 10.
Take 27 points of piercing damage. From
I
the
am back
attacks.
in Hemlock.
Which will
So
carry
it's
over the difference.
21 over to me.
I'll roll this and roll 20. And you take 46 points of poison damage as its bite sinks into your feathers and then clamps down into your orcish skin, and this enormous creature's venom glands begin to pulsate at the corners of its face.
Oh my god! Okay, can you make me small again, please?
Yes, I can.
Holy shit!
Its pincers retract, still dripping a blackish blue ichor, and you drop to the ground in just
Were you carrying Nute, or did you put him down?
I put him down.
You put him down.
Okay.
And
Okay. Just wanted to check.
and with that, the spider will shake off its riders, who will then drop to the ground around it, and it then vanishes from sight. There is
Psych.
another soft grey, and it vanishes. You see the rest of these creatures now up close, hunched maybe 5.5, 6 feet tall. Their back hunches into a head which ends in small pincers, long, kind of like the joints are like backwards for what you'd expect for like a regular humanoid, but they end in like spider-like claws. You can see at the ends of like their chin, there comes to like a point beneath the pincers where you can see like whitish web, almost like stuck at the end of it. And they all like look angrily towards each of you, kind of cracking their knuckles with their backwards hands and hissing and clicking to each other like insect-like noises. It is Ashura's turn. Meg, what is he up to?
I mean, well, the spider disappearing kind of fucks what I had planned.
The spider apologizes.
So now I'm like, shit. Fuck. Oh my god. Why does he have so many fucking concentration spells?
Yeah, he really does.
Fuck's sake, Alex.
He's got a sword.
He does have a sword.
His common ones are... He has a sword, obviously. His common use ones are things like Hypnotic Pattern, which can incapacitate a bunch of enemies.
That's also concentration, and there is...
Major
it's
illusion. Cube of Shuras.
No, I was gonna have him do Charm Monster on the spider, but now the spider's gone.
You can hold that until the spider reappears.
Oh, yeah, how's that
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Ashura will hold
Okay.
Charm Monster until the spider reappears.
Okay. Perfect. Is he going to move
Do
at all, or is
that.
that where he is standing?
Oh god. Get back to the map. He will probably, oh, he's within 5 feet of this one though.
He is.
Oh.
I mean, he could take a hit.
I think, yeah, like he'll take one hit now and move away.
Wait, was Ashura not flying?
so-
beforehand?
Oh, he is! He's flying! So he's like up in the air, it's fine.
Okay, sure. Then he is up in the air. How high would you like him to be?
How high can fly go?
I mean,
Go as high as you want. It's 60
You have
feet.
like 60 feet of movement. So he's probably like, I'm gonna say 30 feet up,
30 feet up. All right.
just because, you know, spell distances and stuff.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Little note there just for his distance. He's 30 feet in the air. He
Yeah, cool.
prepares this spell in his hands for when the spider reappears. Perfect. Alrighty, with that, these eticaps, these strange humanoid insect-like creatures, begin to just sprint across towards you, their pincers clicking ferociously.
Keep in mind,
Marigold.
Willow and Markos are in my claws and I am currently flying.
How high in the air are you?
I want to say Markos can fucking shoot 1,000,000 miles. So, like, 60 feet. I'm like
that? Alright.
way up there.
Nute's there, battle
I'm
stance
just
ready.
hanging out.
I'm not quite at my
Alright.
full 1,200 foot range at the moment, but yeah.
Yeah, you can shoot fucking forever
320,
away.
320 is enough for now.
I'm gonna put it out there. I don't think you need 1,200 feet for this fight.
So, with that,
Marigold
Red
flies back up the tunnel.
he's going to run towards you, Nute.
Bring it.
This one will also come towards you, Nute.
Bring it.
No, it won't. It was 30 feet up, so this one will also come to Hemlock. Who's all alone down there.
Yep.
And so the one on you, Nute, will make an attack with its bite and its claws, so that's a natural 20 on the bite, actually.
Oh
So
shit.
you take 6 points of piercing damage and 8 points of poison damage.
I'm immune to
So-
poison.
Oh.
You're immune to poison, fuck yeah.
Hey.
So you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
You're also are you immune to the poisoned condition?
Yes.
Alrighty, then the rest of that doesn't matter. And we'll try and slash you with a claw. That's a 13. Does a 17 hit you?
Nope.
Nope. Then its claw swings wide. It bites towards you and sinks its teeth in. But you pull loose and it flails towards you with its claw that swings wide. The green one will shoot its web up towards Ashura as it reaches it up with a clicking spray. You go, and like this stuff shoots up towards him to try and capture Ashura in midair. And actually rolls a 21 to hit.
Oh boy.
Which means Ashura, still flying, web has now surrounded him and trapped his arms to him.
He's like a balloon.
Like a little Ashura balloon.
Exactly, yeah.
Quick, take a entire rope around and read.
So Ashura is now restrained. He has an order that comes with. He can use an action on his turns to try and escape the webbing. It can also be destroyed. It has an AC and hit points.
If he's
and
restrained,
finally, the one.
Point of order, sorry. Restraint means your movement is 0.
Yeah, so he could still cast spells.
But he's flying.
So his movement is 0 when he's flying?
I'm going to interpret that to be basically he can't make the somatic components to manipulate the spell to make himself fly. He can't put one fist out in the direction. Yeah, he can't Superman his way because he's all like.
Yeah. Just a thing to remember as well. With the restrained feature, it says a restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed.
So I guess fly is kind
Fly is
of a
not
bonus.
to your speed though. Fly
It's
is.
It's a different
But
kind
it gives you 60 feet flying speed
rather than increase. I think that's if you're a person and
I would
someone's
say that's a bonus though. Like when you don't normally have a flying speed,
It is technically a bonus.
giving you a flying.
If its fly speed becomes 0, I guess
we're gonna
interpret that as
we're gonna move forward with this. He's floating in the air. Fly is still there, but he can't move for now.
Cool.
The final attempt is going to bite out towards Hemlock. That is a 22 to hit you, Hemlock.
Hits.
Oof.
4, 9. You take 11 points of piercing and poison damage.
Ow.
Neither separated.
No.
Okay. Could you make a con save for me, please, Hemlock?
Can. 15.
15, you are fine. You feel a kind of a poison coming from this thing's bite, and having just felt the massive sting of that spider, you push it away really quickly. It goes for a swing with its claw, it rolls a 9. You push it away, and it doesn't quite gain its footing to come back at you. But that is its turn. Over to Markos, being carried by the talon of Marigold. You see Willow kind of flailing around next to you, almost distractingly. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I get on Marigold's back?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would like to bonus action hide in amongst the feathers.
Okay, go ahead.
Stealth check.
Yeah, go on then.
2! So that's a total of 14.
14, okay.
And I would like to take a shot at one of the Etta caps. Let's say I'm going to shoot at the blue one, because I know Hemlock's taking a bit of a
You've
beating.
been raided by
Ooh,
Doodle
raided?
Twitch.
Hell yeah!
Thank you.
done.
Hello, Raiders.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
We're Chasing Tails. We play D&D every Thursday, and we're in the middle of a fight in the bottom of a meat cave on a giant elevator when there's a giant spider and stuff. So,
I'm shooting an
Markos.
Etta cap.
yeah. Go ahead. I will let you know, just for specific you reasons. The green one appears to be stumbling a bit and was hit pretty hard by that radiant blast that Nute sent. The green one is the only one that has been damaged so far.
Looking a little bit charred.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, okay, that's it. I'll shoot at the green one then.
Okay.
Hemlock can probably handle herself. She's tough. Do I have advantage?
You do on this
Because
one,
it
yeah.
can't see me.
I do.
Huh? I do
Yes,
on this
you do.
one.
You do.
Excellent.
We've
Sharpshooter.
lost sight of you. Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
That hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay. So sneak attack.
Nute and
boy.
Marigold, you guys
Okay.
are up next.
It's been a while since I've rolled damage. This is Soul's effort, so I don't know why I'm getting my d4s out. One of those. 2 of those. And And another one of those. And it has taken damage.
It has, yeah. So Colossus Slayer would apply here.
That is 6, 12, 17, plus 4 is 21. 31 points of damage.
31 points of damage. The one that is shooting a web up at Ashura, you catch it as it's still focusing its kind of chin length towards the flying drow. And you lean up, and there's that slightly strange feeling as you let go of the arrow, it seems to accelerate after it has left the bow with a kind of a burst of concussive energy. It flies down and strikes like right in the top of its weird hunched neck and head, and with a it crumples with that first shot.
I would
Would you
like to
like-
teleport and be standing where its body is.
Hell yes. As there's like this second concussive explosion of the arrow as its ettercap crumples, you focus in on the magic of the bow, and there's a and you feel yourself landing with a kick as you land on its unconscious or dead body. You are now down on the ground, and you have one more attack if you wish. What would you like to do with it?
Am I not stood on it? Oh, you were just moving me.
You
so
are,
can
yeah.
answer.
I moved you so I can put the X on it. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to then. I'm assuming I'm not hidden now, but I would still like to take a sharpshooter shot
Right.
at the blue dude.
Lude.
Roll an attack on the ettercap, yeah!
That's 23.
23 absolutely hits.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll some damage.
2d6.
He hasn't been hurt yet, but
That is 12.
12 points of damage.
Sorry, no.
Okay, You're sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22.
Oh god. You like like the proper like fire, teleport, and roll. Draw the next arrow and shoot, and this one like skims right past Hemlock, who is like fending herself off from this creature. Your arrow goes whoosh, under her arm and sinks straight into its chest, and it like and is like taken aback. You can see its like little beady black eyes at different points across its head, like crossed slightly. It seems to have taken a pretty chunky hit from that. Anything else for you, Markos?
That's it. Movement, bonus, 2 shots. I'm good.
Alright, beautiful. With that, Nute, it's over to you. This one in front of you has just tried to bite you, and you've like pushed it away.
Just very quick, as the free action, gonna call over. Hemlock, are you okay over there? Or do you need help?
I've got it, don't worry.
Alrighty. Turns back to this one. Cracks his neck, cracks his knuckles, and I am gonna try and trip it to start with.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and shove it to the ground.
So is that like a contested
I
thingy thing?
believe, I'll double check, I believe it's a contested check.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's like a shovey type thing.
I
So
make
like-
an athletics check contested by their athletics or acrobatics, their choice.
Beautiful. It is the same for them either way, so go ahead and make your athletics check.
That is a, that's a 30?
Excuse me?
Hey, I should have, I think I might have mentioned it before. Nuke's got expertise in athletics now.
Oh,
Oh,
my
Uh,
god.
He took
What happened?
the skilled feat when he got up to level 12.
Oh,
Christ.
fuck. And you've got the ogre gauntlets now.
Yeah!
No.
I wanted to
It
get
rolled
better
a-
at grappling.
It rolled a 19.
Welcome to Mapletown!
and with expert precision, you sweep the leg and the elbow smack this thing in the chest, and it was with a. It slams its back on the ground and is.
And then as soon
boom.
as it's down, it's just... I'm gonna just punch the shit out of this thing.
People's elbow. People's elbow.
It's gonna be like 1 punch down, 2 punch down, and then it's gonna be a people's elbow on the last one. and just-
Go
So
ahead.
I'll roll these 3 attacks.
So your flurry
I will use flurry of
thing.
blows, yes.
Okay, roll them all together. Its AC is 13, so
Okay,
go ahead
so
and roll.
first one hits,
Add some stuff up.
second one hits, and the third one also hits. So this is gonna be 1, 2, 3d8.
This poor
Ooh.
spiderling.
Oh, this poor boy. So on the dice, I got 20, and it's another 12 for the bonus for each attack. So that's 32 points of bludgeoning damage. As you just like takes the foot out, and as it's still like basically falling to the ground, just like punches it down, And then does
Hell
like a quick people's elbow on it.
Nice. You follow it to the ground with your fists, like smacking it in. It crumples against like the train tracks that like these carts rest on this elevator on, and like the people's elbow, like you hear a crack. Whatever anatomy this creature has, you see like a splintered exoskeleton, like you see glistening like stuff within.
Stop
And it's
saying
Right.
the word glistening.
It's just accurate. It looks very moist inside its exoskeleton. Happy now?
It looks squishy.
No.
It looks like you've cracked an egg.
No one is happy with this.
It's not. It's like you've like taken like a. It's like a D4 versus an egg. You've just gone with your elbow into it.
So
It's
is
like-
it still up?
It's still well, it's prone, but it's still alive.
Damn, that thing's sturdy.
But it's looking very hurt. Is anything else for a turn?
That is all on my turn. It's an action and a bonus action.
Alright, beautiful. With that, Marigold.
I got you, bro. I'm gonna giant eagle swoop down like a fucking dive bomb onto this Etacap
Go for
in
it.
front of Nute, and I'm gonna do a beak attack. Numb.
Are you letting go of Willow? Are you keeping
No.
Willow in your talons?
Willow's just like tucked into one of my little
Okay.
claws, you know.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
got, like,
tucked
one
under
talon
there in my
like-
little.
Up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look like a flamingo.
Giant eagle flamingo carrying a rabbit with antlers. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be a 16 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
So that is 6 piercing damage.
Nice. Your beak sinks
yeah.
in. Did you roll that with advantage? Roll like with advantage because it
I
is prone.
didn't. Oh,
It's just-
okay.
just
I
a
will.
beak.
Mhm.
Nah, I didn't get it on 20. It's fine.
The beak
Can
cracks
I
the shell again. Good.
make one talon attack with my one
yeah, I'll say only
free
one.
talon?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like one rather
Yeah,
than
go
two.
for it. Go for a
Just
hit.
use,
It's with
just
with
use
advantage.
Willow
because
as an
it's prone
improvised weapon.
Yeah, that's 16 again.
still. Also hits.
That is 9 slashing damage.
9 slash damage. Hell yeah. You kind of like roll out of the way as you hear this as Eagle Marigold swoops down and begins pecking and slashing. And you see this thing like the crack that you made with the people's elbow, the talon like scrapes along and then hooks into that like break in the exoskeleton,
Ugh.
and it just guts the thing. Like the whole front is like torn away, and it just like viscera just oozes out and around it, and it's just like a
Oh, that's so nasty.
Ugh.
Gross.
and it is no more. Anything else for your movement or bits?
And I'm gonna, so like, I will have had to use pretty much my whole movement to get down 60 feet and also across to where it was. So I guess I'm just like floating here next to Nute, chilling.
Alright. With that, it's Willow. Is Willow just chilling out in your hands?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Willow's just
with
vibing.
He can't do much. He's just vibing.
Hemlock, it is over to you. This creature in front of you has been struck by an arrow from Markos. It's like pulling, like it's like its clawed fingers are trying to pull the arrow out from its thorax.
How
Is your
bad
turn.
is how bad is it looking?
Pretty bad. Like this has taken a big chunk of its vitality
Alright.
away.
Is like any area around either this side or this side, is it like a drop or are we like on solid
No,
ground now?
Solid. It's like you've like this is like the tunnel's been getting smaller and smaller and is now stuck. And
Okay,
you're pretty much at the bottom.
coolio. Can he make a con save?
You can certainly try. He's gonna roll a con save. He rolled a 12.
He fails. I'm gonna reach out in front of him where he's like hit me, and I'm gonna grab him by whatever exposed flesh there is, and I'm gonna blight him.
Oh,
Oh shit!
oh no.
I'm gonna roll this in roll 20.
Go for it. Yeah.
Roll.
Oh dear.
I mean, these Eticaps did not have a chance.
No, they didn't.
It takes 39 points of necrotic damage.
You reach out at this poor thing, like it slashed and bit towards you, and it's just like trying to rearrange itself. It staggers from this arrow, and you just reach towards it, and it just dehydrates. You see its pincers like crumble, and one of them just falls off. Like its little eyes like implode on themselves. Its head just like keeps folding and then folds some more, and you see it's like crust, like it's like hard exoskeleton just softens and it just folds in on itself. It's like it's like a balloon covered in like paste, and you've just popped it, so it's going like
Gross.
And it appears to be no more.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to use the staff to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Perfect.
Damn.
Alrighty.
When you said you got this, you really meant it.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. What was it that Hope said is that, like, the one thing that I do really well is really over the top, like, final hits?
Yeah, for sure.
You just went, I've got this.
Kind of a refreshing blast of wind encircles you, flushing out that kind of sweet, sickly scent of the Goredark from your space as the shield clasp of aura activates to protect you. For a moment, you're like, nice. And then there's a
Spider.
noise
Yeah.
as a familiar, massive arachnid appears over here.
Aha!
No, that's the next player.
He's on the map now.
He is the map. No, that's the GM layer. Shit. Wait, is it?
No, we can see him.
Token layer. Cool. All right, there we go.
We can see him.
It reappears
So good.
behind you, Nute and Marigold. This massive
Whoop.
spider. Instantaneously, Ashura preparing
hang on. There was one more thing that I wanted to do, because Etikap over here died within 10 feet of me.
He did.
He's getting back up again.
Oh, the zombie back.
He begins. Yeah, like he does that kind of like deflating, falling down.
And I think all of like the spores that constantly surround Hemlock just sort of worm their way into him, and he kind of balloons back up again, but there's like mushrooms and fungus just like bursting out of his skin and his mouth and his eyes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can now control his.
Thank you.
Weepy.
I have a question about this spell
Hello.
because it is a 30-foot range. Does Pythagoras allow this to happen?
I'm gonna say yeah.
never done.
Like
This
this
spider is
platform
15
not-
feet away, and Ashura is 30
It's
feet
also-
up. So like,
It's also 50 feet up. Like it takes up that physical space above. So yeah, I think you're.
oh, okay,
you're
okay,
fine.
cool.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So the spider has to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
We just make the spider our friend. We're like, hey, how you doing, pal?
The spider rolled an 18.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Never mind.
Why is
Well-
Spider?
Not a friendly spider.
That didn't work.
Ashura lets go of this charm, and the spider's like looks up towards him with a set of glowing, like just void-like black eyes scattered across its head, and there's just that very familiar that Ashura lets out every time one of these spells does,
Alex, I'm sorry.
which happens kind of frequently.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
Nute
try a
the spider.
temporal shunt next time.
Way to throw shade, Jesus.
Damn.
He's not here. Gone.
He's not here to defend himself.
I
man,
would
come on.
throw the same shade if he was here. and
You would.
know it.
That's valid. With that, the spider is going to come towards you, Marigold and Nute.
Fair.
It's
Ah!
going to.
You just hear minders up. It's like, yeah, we got him, and it's just.
Nute
hi.
is going to come towards you with its bite. Its
Bring
large
it.
pincers come bearing down
Bring
towards
it, you
you.
coward.
You rolled a 4, so that's a 12. So 12.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you like grab its pincers and push it off, and as it like spins around, it spins its massive abdomen. A stinger begins to protrude from the end of it and swings up towards the large eagle Marigold.
Rude.
Let's roll with this one instead. With a stinger attack against you. That was cacked. That's a
Cacked.
19 to hit you. It like fell off.
Yeah.
The table.
Eagles don't have great AC.
So that's going to be
Hollow bones.
Not a lot of armor under those feathers.
Oh boy.
19 points of piercing damage.
Okay,
And could you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
I can try.
with
It
eagle
has a
stats.
venomous bite and a venomous stinger.
Eagle
Yeah, very
stat.
venomous.
What's next?
Nope,
Venomous
that's a
red?
4.
It's a 4. It's a 4.
I'm
Okay,
rolling
I'm gonna
like shit
re-roll the
today.
piercing because I misread that. I was reading the bite damage for the stinger, so ignore what I just said. So that
Okay.
will be 1d8 plus
Thank you.
19.
one of those plus a bunch of these.
So
I'll just type it out. 1d8.
When Andrew says a bunch of when he's
Yeah.
rolling damage dice, that doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
this is one of those times I'm really glad that I'm immune to poison.
At least I'm close to the ground.
Yeah.
You take 26 points of piercing and poison damage from.
Well, that's
the
my
stinging
exact HP. So I'm not an eagle
It's
anymore.
exactly
I'm just
lethal.
me.
Yeah.
It's exactly
arrow. Lovely one.
Yeah.
Make me small, thank you.
One attack with his bite.
Technically, I
So
should be
that's-
half a square because I'm a gnome.
Oh, Willem
But
also
you
just
know.
like
Yeah, he's also just on the ground now.
Yeah,
Like, it's fine.
Lands just off to the side, and he's fine.
He's a
um,
rabbit. He can land.
Yeah,
Blocked
so the
the
stinger like
stinger with Willow.
punches. So the stinger punches through your feathers, and you feel the poison pump through, and your eagle form falls, and you finally drop to the ground. But you feel okay. Back as Marigold, pretty much unharmed. You're doing all right.
Nice.
The giant spider has.
I've
used
still
its-
got a big bump on my head from earlier, but
You got a big bump on your head from earlier, but apart from that, the spider then pauses. With that, it's not going to move anywhere. Ashura, it is his turn. What is Ashura
Oh.
going to try?
Oh god. Oh
let's
jeez.
fire an arrow.
Fire an arrow.
Try something again to see if it works. Try and
As if
get
Ashura
a
has
webbing.
ever done that.
Sure. Once I think fired an arrow. Yeah, sharpshooter.
Oh, one
Well,
time.
Called him an archer.
Yeah.
Not one time. I don't know. Why do I feel like Ashura would try and like fucking immovable object something or something? I don't know.
But like, he would though. You're not wrong. Like,
He really would. He'd like find an arrow or something that's stuck in the spider and immovable object it.
Oh shit. Does the spider have an arrow in it?
No,
I haven't shot it.
currently have an arrow.
No, I don't think it does.
He could try to charm it again.
Oh yeah, I think he might try Charm Monster again.
Okay.
Sometimes he'll try it again if it doesn't go off the first time.
All right. So he
That's another wisdom save, please.
wriggles in his webbing and forms the spell, and the spider. Off the table again.
real quick, is Charm Monster concentration?
No,
Okay, cool, good. I was very worried.
I
for a
know.
moment. Cool.
I got it. It's all good.
Oh shit! I forgot you actually read.
Yeah,
Weird.
I actually read
That's
spells.
mean. And so
Oh,
Ashura,
we're
like,
Some shade.
Ashura wriggles in his webbing and speaks out and casts the spell towards the spider as it's looming over Marigold and Nute. Its eyes black and void, like scattered across its head, leaning down, its pincers clicking. It pauses for a moment,
What?
glances
Oh.
up towards Ashura, floating in the air, wrapped in webs, and just kind of waits.
Do we have a spider?
It worked.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Nice,
it
nice,
rolled,
nice.
It rolled a 3. It's got a +0 to it, but you rolled high last time.
okay, but this means now it is charmed for an hour unless you guys hurt it. And it's friendly to Ashura. Yeah.
Nice.
So shall I do what Ashura did with that other monster before and just be like,
Yeah,
just go
yeah.
home, just go up the tunnel, just
Shoo.
Get it to like
Bye.
nibble the webbing off of Ashura so we can get out easy.
Go away.
yeah, just be like, just say like, release me and then leave.
It's a very Ashura thing.
Yeah. Like, I genuinely think he might just, like, drift down to the floor and just look at the spider, be like, hi. Please.
The spider
Help.
looks back blankly because it's a spider and doesn't understand common.
Oh, that's not helpful.
It's like looming above all of you guys with its large eyes, its white, stark, and blue.
So, are we still in initiative for the time being?
For now, no. There are no
I
current...
think
He's gonna just like take a step back. Just gonna stand out of the way.
I will walk up behind Ashura, and I'm gonna Hemlock's Decaying Grasp on the webbing that's all around him. So it all kind of rots away.
In fact, it falls away to the ground like silly straws.
I think Ashura will like point up the tunnel in a way, in trying to communicate like, you're free to go, please go home, whatever, you know.
Go and make an animal handling check for Ashura.
Oh no!
It's just like,
Why do I feel like?
With advantage, because the creature is charmed by him.
Yeah,
Guidance.
sure.
Guidance. Take a guidance.
Oh, okay. Because he's a fucking bard, he has +4 for this.
yeah.
So-
Welcome to
Advantage
fucking
and a
Jack of
D4.
all trades.
Advantage and a D4. Okay, come on, Ashura.
You got this, Ashura.
That's a nat fucking 20.
Yeah!
Which makes it a 27
Nice.
Hell yeah.
with the
You guys,
guidance.
like, gestures
This animal
to
is
this
handled.
It is. It very
massive-
much is.
aberrant spider, this teleporting creature that can hop between the ethereal plane and here at will, towering over all of you. It kind of clicks its pincers and lances up, leans forward, and a black sticky tongue comes out and slathers across Ashura's face. And as Ashura's like, the spider just turns and begins going up the wall and out of sight.
I
After a few
would like
seconds,
to
it
I would
blinks
like
out
to
of existence.
specify that when Ashura made this gesture, it was absolutely with his like big flowy sleeves. It was like like
Oh, yeah.
sweeping.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because we have to do him justice, being a dramatic boy.
Away with you.
Mhm.
Be gone, spider.
Be gone.
We go.
All right.
There's the strum of Elias from coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
As you guys
Drumming the heart.
take this moment, only the faintest coming from the zombie that stands at Hemlock's side. The body is still oozing slightly on this platform that now rests like jaunted to one side, collapsed and crashed in this fleshy growth. You see water trickling and funneling down that central funnel, exit of this space, of whatever this strange matter is that has taken over this space. A gateway to the Goredark beneath. All of you relatively safe and sound, but prepared to take the dive and reach the next layer, is where we'll end tonight's session. Sorry for going a little bit late. Sorry for that cut out earlier with Twitch, but hopefully that was sorted, and if not, the VOD will come out anyway, so...
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Welcome to 2021. We're...
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm glad I managed to finish this with something good for Ashura.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Oh yeah, a thing he tried worked. Perfect. Yeah, like for everyone who's come back after watching us before and last year, thank you. We love you. Great to have you back. For those of you that have joined us either freshly or through a raid or whatever else and have enjoyed the show, thank you. We love you as well. If you did enjoy the show and you are new, look, you can see our Twitter links in front of you right here. You can see all our social links just below. We play D&D every Thursday, and we play other games on usually every other Monday, like mini arcs, other TTRPGs, one-page RPGs, that kind of thing. And we have some stuff in the works for some cyberpunk goodness. So if you want some of that, stick around. We do plenty here, and we can't wait to see you guys as we do it going forward this year. A couple last orders of business before I will forget, because I forget them every time. One, so recurring thank you to our friends of the show, the Cognitive Merchant. They're friends of ours. They make amazing bespoke leather tabletop accessories and things, dice bags, dice trays, dice cups,
Shiny!
leather LARP stuff, like LARP armor, leather wizard hats, loads of great stuff. They've been hit really hard by pandemic, because obviously con season is their payout, and con season didn't happen this year. So if you want that kind of stuff and want to support small business in a time of need, go check them out at thecognitivemerchant.co.uk, where you can find all of their information. So, thank you to you guys. Secondary reminder, you can find the wonderful Riona and Megan playing over at Witch and Craft Games. That's twitch.tv/Witch and Craft Games, playing Vampire the Masquerade. So that's dope. What time is that, Riona?
That is at 9 p.m. UK time. It is on Wednesdays.
Beautiful.
Next Wednesday. It's our finale next Wednesday. It would be great to see a load of people there.
I would also like to say that our lovely Ploopy is once again playing Tomb of Annihilation over on Kilted Cajun's channel tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
So feel free to tune in for that. I don't know what time it is, but we'll be retweeting links and stuff tomorrow. So, yeah.
Awesome. So we do plenty of stuff, and many of us do stuff outside Chasing Tales. So to keep up to date with that, get in these links that are in front of you right now. Go on our Twitters and stuff. We'd love to see you around. And to keep in contact with us throughout the week, we also have a wonderful Discord community. If someone could put that in the Twitch chat. Come hang out. We're on Discord. We chat all the time and do fun stuff.
Is there anyone we can raid? That's what I was going to say.
That's what I was going to say. We're so in sync, baby. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy what we finish each other's sandwiches. Sorry.
That's what I was going to say.
So, that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for being with us. We're going to look to try and raid somebody now, to try and give them some love. So if you guys stick around and go to the raid, just tell them who sent you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon or morning, depending on where in the world you are.
Have a wonderful next few hours, at least.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Good job, everyone. Pats on backs for you guys. Thanks, Jordan, for producing.
Who's live?
Who's live? Maybe some more courgette. I have a pie tonight, or like a beef stroganoff tonight. What do I do?
I had a big bowl of spaghetti earlier.
You're a big bowl of spaghetti.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for tonight to end up being so orificey and glistening.
It was very. I mean, it's an Underdark cave made out of a giant dead titan. It's going to be very fleshy and moist.
Organic. It's
Yeah.
very
It's going to
Brains
be
and-
filth.
Yeah, pretty much. Have we got a target for our raid?
Jazz music. I don't know, do we?
Do we?
I'm not on the. I don't touch Twitch stuff. This is for someone who is not me to figure out.
Who's left?
I don't even know how you raid.
/raid and then the name of the thing.
Just like find someone who's online doing D&D.
Yeah, if no one we know is
anything
going, let's
Alrighty. There's
let's find someone
Nat
new.
19
Just
official that's doing a Waterdeep Dragon heist. Let's do that. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's see
for it,
if this works.
Go tell them where you're from. Give them our love.
Welcome to 21 with Chasing Tales. We love you, and we see you guys soon. Now go. Go, my children.
Come on.
Is that it?
Goodbye. We love you.
We done it?
Yeah, it's set up.
Bye.
We're
Nice.
raiding.
Thank you,
Yeah, we're
everybody.
doing
We
it.
love you.
We did it.
Yeah.
Bye.